All right. What is up, Black Polo Society? How's it going, everybody? Let's catch up on the chat. Let's see here. We've got Ashima Black Raven in chat. We've got Pickens. We've got Big Boss. We've got Brooksy. We've got I Side with Bad Guys. First time viewer. What is up, everybody? Give us just a second here. We made all these new wonderful frames for everybody. We'll get to the giveaway screen in just a second here. Let's see. We gotta get our thingy things. Good to go here. Ooh, better keep those fire pulls rolling, says Fire Extreme. Oh, hell yeah, brother.
Fire pulls, fire extreme.
It's all starting to make sense.
Catchphrase much.
All right, so, yeah, we are here on the Black Polo Society Facebook showing everybody our events tab. This is how you're going to stay up to date with all of our latest giveaways and lives, which, of course, every Sunday at 6 p.m. Okay, so back to the poll screen here. Not really sure what's going wrong with our brand new setup, unfortunately. Should have our chat. Okay, we're cracking the code. I reorganized all this stuff so that we would automatically have chat. If you guys want easy mode, you can go into full screen. Especially if you're on mobile, I know that'll be a lot more convenient. Zarku says, money, 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 money. Very nice. Yeah, so that's a thing. Not really sure what's going on with dueling cameras here.
How do we feel about the sound, guys? Do we sound like a fishbowl? Are we coming
Yeah,
in
how's
clear?
the audio mix? Are we, I mean, presumably you guys can hear us. It looks like we got audio mixing down below on the stream setup. But yeah, if anything's too loud, anything's too quiet, holla at your boy. We'll get it dialed in here. Yeah, so let's talk about it. It's a Sunday. Not just any Sunday. It's the Sunday after a new Magic set come out. And whenever a new Magic set comes out, Black Polo Society is here for a live box break, plus, of course, giveaways. Who doesn't love giveaways? So, we've got a collector booster of Final Fantasy, plus we've got the first pack to Facebook, the last pack to Twitch, and everything in between, live here on Twitch. So, yeah, let's go over to the poll screen here. Again, just remember Black Polo Society on Facebook. You can literally go to facebook.com/groups/Black Polo Society /events, and you can stay up to date on all of our events, folks. Good stuff. So yeah, check that out. Nightbot is a lazy bum. He's not doing his job, so we're going to kick him in the pants and restart him real quick, so he could be dropping that links in chat all night long. All right, let's see. There we go. All right, Nightbot is alive. So yeah, he's in here. He's watching. He's checking. He's doing stuff and things. Okay,
He's
so
making a list and checking
we're good to
it
go.
twice.
Yeah, he's the Santa Claus of Twitch. Maybe why don't you reach into that brown cardboard box there and pull out a collector booster box. So yeah, we've had a crazy week. Of course, we waited in line for a couple of Switch 2 Mario Kart bundles. We've also got some regular Switches. So if you need a Switch 2, if you need a Switch 2 Mario Kart bundle, if you need tempered glass screen protectors, if you need games, DM Black Polo Society. We got it all. We've got it all for sale, cheaper than eBay completed. We'll get you hooked up. So yeah, let's get into the polls here. So let's go to this other screen and let's crack the code. Awesome.
Okay, I think I'm bringing you the wrong thing.
All right, so we've got a new backdrop here for our polls. Twitch, we got a little bit of the old, a little bit of the new. So the Twitch backdrop, we've got Loot, of course, famous from Outlaws of Thunder Junction. We've got double infographics for the Final Fantasy play boosters with the draft archetypes, double the VVs, and of course, we need a collector booster of Final Fantasy, courtesy of the Game Piece in Alcoa, Tennessee. Shout out the Game Piece in Alcoa, Tennessee. So yeah, if you've been paying attention to the group, we've been talking about pre-release. We went 4-0 Friday night. 4-0 Friday night playing Gruul Landfall, a little green-red Landfall. We got a Primeval Titan. We got a Through the Ages Primeval Titan. We got a Through the Ages Ancient Copper Dragon. So surprisingly, with those insane bombs, we did go 4-0 at Dominic's Dominion Friday night. Saturday night, of course, I am a sealed fiend, a pre-release fiend. So we also went 3-0 over at the Game Piece on their Saturday night. So yeah, lots of fun there. We did blue, white Voltron, just showing off all the cool stuff on every edge of the box here. So Friday night we were on green, red Landfall, and then Saturday night we were on blue, white equipment. We got a 2-mana Cloud, the new Power Crept as Hell Stoneforge Mystic. We also got the Buster Sword to go tutor up with Cloud. Hilarious, right? We also got the Buster Sword, we got Cloud, we got Tidus, we got the legendary 3/3 for 3 White Lady, Lachart maybe, Lachart. I don't think that might be right. We got a flying vehicle rare, the Blue Whale, the Lunar Whale. We got some other big dig vehicles. We played the Mechanists Arsenal, which is a new job select that gives +2/+2 for every artifact you control, and in multiple games. It was over 10 power and toughness. So yeah, we had a huge blast playing pre-release. So we'll do a whole debrief of that near the end of the stream as well. Talk about some games, talk about some fun people we got to meet, some stream followers we got to talk to, lots of fun. So yeah, Zarku says, get that gold chocobo. Big Boss says, just get the regular chocobo for reasons, LOL. Clipclop says, pull a VV so I can acquire it from you. Nice. Black Raven didn't get the pre-release. Well, I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, it's a crazy weekend. A lot of stores might have sold their pre-releases weeks in advance. It's a pretty wild time as well. A lot of people, the kids are out of school. They got stuff going on in life. That's why we try and schedule these every Sunday night so people can unwind and maybe get some chores knocked out before Monday and get everything taken care of while they're just kind of hanging out in chat. So yeah, we've got, let's see, Fire Extreme asks what colors. Yep, we had Gruul and then Azorius. Pickett says, definitely Lachart, LOL. Pickett says, no Lachatting now. And then, yeah, let's see, we've got, sorry guys, I don't know how to pronounce this. We've got Aeonianarchos, so, Aeonianarchos, maybe? Rip a fancier squall for me, you better believe it. Ashim Black Raven said, LGS wanted $70, couldn't justify it. That is fair. We were very lucky here in East Tennessee. We had 2 local game stores, Dominic's Dominion and the Game Piece, one firing Friday, one firing Saturday. Very affordable with Final Fantasy pack price support, with fun goodies and whatnot. We had snacks. We had some little pizza parties going on this week. Lots of awesomeness. Cannot espouse the much love and respect for the local game stores giving us the hookup. Very affordable pricing on the limited stock that they had for collector boosters. We did crack 4 play boosters this week. And yeah, I know it's not the average player experience, so we want to talk about how thankful we are that we could open 4 play boosters and some bundles and some loose packs and whatnot. Inarco says, it's just Jaden. It's an old name I used when I was actually on the internet. That's fair. Yeah, so let's talk about it. So here, first of all, we've got an awesome rabbit token here for Ellie's little rabbit deck. Check out this token. This is a hand sketch from a local guy named Mitch. We're going to plug his...
We lovingly call him CEDH Mitch.
CEDH Mitch, which is a joke. But yeah, basically he's coming out with a Facebook page called CEDH Mitch Customs. So yeah, if you don't see it on Facebook yet, it's literally in the works. It'll be there within a few days once it gets approved. CEDH Mitch Customs. Custom tokens. He famously drew one of my playmats one of my very first commanders, Horde of Notions, the 5-color elemental from Lorwyn. Drew that playmat for me about 15 years ago. Awesome artist. He's cranking out all kinds of cool stuff. We talked about him at Rocky Top Game Con. So yeah, I want to plug CEDH Mitch Customs before we get into this. So, cue the victory fanfare. What more appropriate thing could we possibly say here? So yeah, Fire Extreme says, my fingers are crossed that play boosters commander decks at least drop after all the pre-release hype. Yes, so we know that we're not going to get a ton of reprints of collector booster boxes, but I am hoping that play boosters come down in price tremendously. I am hoping that we have a ton of bundles, and regular bundles and play boosters, and that the gift bundles finally get here, because I love collecting the bougie gift bundle dice. We do have a spin down from Final Fantasy, white and black, with a Moogle on it as the D20, somewhere around here. I've already lost track of it in the flurry getting ready. So, without further ado, folks, let's get into this box break. So, let's see what we're going to get on bated breath here. Let's get in there. So, let's get into our box. So, of course, we have Terra here on the front. Actually, a lot of people, we were very informative during our pre-releases Friday and Saturday. We'll remind everybody that every single card in the bottom left-hand corner has a Final Fantasy set in Roman numerals to remind you which of the 16 main series games the card art or the card reference is from. Okay, so some people didn't know that until the end of the pre-release when we were telling them about it. So yeah, of course, Terra here, our green-haired maiden, is famously from Final Fantasy VI in Japan, which was released as Final Fantasy III on the Super Nintendo. So yeah, Final Fantasy III for you Gaijin, and Final Fantasy VI for you OGs. So yeah, let's go ahead and get that new box smell.
Gimme.
Has Twitch implemented smell-o-vision yet? Oh, Ellie's giving it a big huff. Okay, so as you can see, we've got the Terra packs here. Final Fantasy Collector Booster, ages 13 and up. If you are age 12, I must ask you, log off now, or you will become addicted to cardboard crack. So then, yeah, you see we've got the pack here talking about the Surge foils. Traditional foils may contain FIN, which is the normal Final Fantasy set, 551 collector number, Final Fantasy Commander, aka FIC, 1 through 8, and then 109 to 219. FCA, aka Final Fantasy Through the Ages, 1 through 64, includes 5 to 6 cards of rarity, rare or higher, yada yada yada. And then it talks about the less than 1% chance to pull a Golden Chocobo card and a less than 1 in 1,000 chance to pull a Serial card. So how about that, folks? I think we've kind of covered our bases here, building up momentum, building up pressure, and we've got to let that dam burst by cracking some packs. So, as you all know, the first pack always goes to our Facebook giveaway. So, we're going to drop that link one more time into chat so that you are able to jump in to the Facebook, like the page, and then, of course, be a part of the giveaway. So, we're going to crack the first pack. We're all going to go through it together, and then we're going to announce our winner. So, I'm going to get this box out of the way. We're just going to set it down here, and we are going to crack our very first pack. This is the first left column pack. So, pack number 1. We're just going to go through the box in order so that we kind of have a chronicling of each pack play-by-play. All right, everybody? So, let's see here. We've got... Fire Extreme says, my fingers are crossed, play boosters, commander decks come in, drop after the hype, like the spin down. I was hoping to get both bundles too. Does every play booster contain a Through the Ages? Yeah, the official numbers are 1 in 4 booster packs has a Through the Ages, and then for the foil, borderless, mythic Through the Ages, it's 1 in every 528 cards in a collector booster. So we did happen to pull several mythic borderless out of play boosters, but we've only pulled 1 foil borderless mythic, to my knowledge, out of the collector boosters that we opened a little bit before street date. It might have fallen off a truck while we were waiting in line at GameStop for a Switch 2 on the hot sidewalk. So yeah, we posted those pictures and the polls in the Facebook group, everybody. So let's go ahead. Pack numero uno here. Do we have serrated packs this time around? Of course we do. Look at that, everybody. You can see it right there. We've got the little slit here. We just pull it back like butter. We're going to pull our pack open here without damaging any of these very, very, very expensive cards. My understanding is all the gas is right on top, so we're just going to start right here. We're just going to start right here at the back of the pack and work our way through pack number 1, giveaway number 1 of our June monthly giveaway, folks. So let's get down to business to defeat the Huns. All right. First up, we've got a Gaboo Gardener. This is a 2-mana 1/3 plant beast. Tap add a green, and as you can see here, it is from Final Fantasy 9. Okay, or sorry, Final Fantasy 11. FFX1, Final Fantasy 11. Nice. Little mana dork 1/3. Great for limited. Next up, we've got Summon GF Afreet. Of course, all of the GF boys are from Final Fantasy 8. So we got Summon GF Afreet. This is a 3-mana 3/2 saga creature. So this is a saga, so it does have 4 chapters. Also, it is a creature. So presumably, if you don't have haste, after the first turn, you can battle. So on Chapter 2, Chapter 3, you battle. Chapter 4, it's going to pop in your 4th main phase here. And you're going to sacrifice it. So if you've not seen any Final Fantasy yet, congrats, you now know what the summons are. So Chapter 1, you draw. You may discard if you do draw. Chapter 2, same thing. You may discard if you do draw, and then Chapter 3, we get a red. Chapter 4, we get a red. So remember, these sagas pop in your main phase, so you will have a red mana on your 3rd and 4th main phases. This guy's on the battlefield. Next up, we've got Magic Damper. This is a 1-mana instant. Target creature you control gets +1/+1 and gains hexproof until the end of turn. Untap it. This is a combat trick we saw a lot of throughout our various pre-releases. It is a 1-mana untap hexproof +1/+1 counter. +1/+1 until the end of turn. So very powerful effect indeed with Final Fantasy 8 art. Okay. Alrighty, next up we've got Stolen Uniform, one of my favorite cards in the set. Stolen Uniform is a 1 blue instant. This is a tricky card indeed. Very blue, we'll say. Stolen Uniform is 1 blue instant. Choose target creature you control and target equipment. You gain control of that equipment until the end of turn. You attach it to the chosen creature. When you lose that equipment at the end of turn, if it's attached to a creature, you unattach it. So basically, you get to steal the biggest equipment on the battlefield, or if you have an equipment, you can auto-attach it to one of your guys. And then you get to battle, or if you're playing this as an instant, you either battle with it or you can block with it. And then at the end of turn, it's unattached, given back to its owner. Brooksy says, won me the game at pre-release. Hell yeah. So yeah, that's Stolen Uniform with a little art here from Final Fantasy VI, strapping on the armor. So yeah, very fun combat trick. Was really scary. We had a couple Stolen Uniforms played on us Saturday night that were really impactful because we had a Buster Sword. And so they were stealing it, smashing us in the face, and getting their equipment triggers from our equipment. Not fair at all. Samurai's Katana. So this is a 3-mana artifact equipment, and it has the new keyword Job Select. So Job Select says, as this enters, you create a 1/1 hero token and then attach it to it. So this is just like your Germs with your living weapons, or your Rebels with your 4 Mirrodin. So yeah, it is very powerful. It gives +2/+2 trample, haste, and is a samurai in addition to its other types. So yes, this is a 3/3 4/3 with trample and haste that you can then equip to another creature for 5 generic mana. VVVVVV in chat from Darth Clipclop. Brooksy says, won me the game at pre-release. Hell yeah, Stolen Uniform is boss.
Hello, Darth Clipclop.
So, we've got a Chocobo Racetrack. Look at that. Looks kind of like Rainbow Road. Look at that. So yeah, we've got a 5-mana artifact with Landfall, which lots of Gruul Landfall cards in the new set. Landfall, whenever a land you control enters, create a 2/2 bird creature token with whenever a land you control enters, +1/+0 until the end of turn. So yeah, you'll have a lot of 2/2s getting a power bump as you're fetching or landfalling regularly, or maybe you have the new red guy that gives you 2 landfall a turn. Lots of landfall shenanigans with the new towns. So of course, this is from the racetrack of Final Fantasy VII, and of course we know this, is it a fedora, is it a sombrero? This is Teo, the black chocobo rider who was totally busted in Final Fantasy VII. He had ridiculous stats and he got to cheat all the time. Fire Extreme says, how many jumbo cactuars did everyone see at pre-release? I think we saw 3 total. Luckily, we never actually got attacked for 10,000. So next up, another uncommon. We've got a borderless Keistis Trep. Sorry about the pronunciations. They're going to be terrible. 3-mana 2/2 legendary creature, human wizard. Blue magic. Whenever Quistis Trep enters, you may cast an instant or sorcery card from your graveyard. And mana of any type may be spent to cast that spell. If that spell would be put into a graveyard, exile instead. Very powerful effect. It is an ETB, so I'm sure like a blue-white blink deck might play this. This is very powerful, especially cards with rebound. So a cute little trick here is you could take your little human wizard. You can play it. When it enters, you get to cast a card from your yard. Obviously, it would be exiled instead. But if it's a card like Ephemerate, you can then cast Ephemerate, and it will get exiled because it has Rebound. Rebound would get around this downside. Tricky tricks. Clip Clop says, hello, Ellie. So yeah, fun little tricky tricks there. Maybe you're like a peasant Blink Azorius commander. Secret Rendezvous. So this card has a ton of alt arts.
It does.
This one here is Aerith. So Secret Rendezvous is a 3-mana sorcery. You and target opponent each draw 3 cards. And then we have different quotes from Final Fantasy VII here. This one with Aerith is, of course, dialogue from if you got to choose Aerith at the Golden Saucer. It's beautiful, isn't it? And then, yeah, right here it shows Final Fantasy VII. This is art number 218. So, yeah, we've got Aerith. There's all the party members, including Yuffie, Barrett, even Anaki.
I was going to say, even Anaki is in there.
So that's commons, uncommons into a full art land. Here, if you get a bundle, they're fantastic value, especially for this set. Every bundle comes with full art lands of every type, including 1 waste, and each of them has art from a different Final Fantasy. So here we have a Final Fantasy X art. I believe this is Wakka's home. So we see a little beachfront here with a little ship, a little old ancient tech, and looks like there's a bunch of dudes practicing blitzball on the beach. So yeah, we've got a full art island from Final Fantasy X. Next up, Triple Triad. Okay, so this is not a bomb in terms of money, but it is a very powerful magic card. Triple Triad is a 6-mana enchantment. Beginning of your upkeep, each player exiles top card of their library. Until end of turn, you may play the card you own exiled this way, and each other card exiled this way with lesser mana value than it without paying its mana cost. So every one of your upkeeps, you get to exile the top card of every player's deck, presumably there's 4 players, in your commander pod, and then you would want to have high mana value cards in the deck with this card. Each other card from your opponents that has less mana value, you can also pay without paying their mana costs. So yeah, it's really fun. Your card you pay full price, their cards you get to play for free if they cost less. And then of course we have Final Fantasy VIII. Of course, everyone's favorite card minigame here from Final Fantasy VIII. I mean, of course, we also see the bomber jacket here with Squall. But yeah, it's, a reference to the card game. Fire Extreme says Barrett is the best boy version, referring to the hilarious Golden Saucer date night art with Barrett. But yeah, this is a powerful card. So yeah, if you exile like a 6-drop and then the other 3 players exile spells that cost less than 6, you literally get to play 3 spells without paying their mana cost. They may not be super cohesive in your deck, they may not make a lot of sense, but hey, free spells are still free spells, folks. So Triple Triad there. Next up, Gao, Feral Youth. Alright, so we've got a 2-mana 2/2 legendary creature, Human Berserker. So we've got Rage. Whenever Gao attacks, you put a 1/1 counter on it. At the beginning of each end step, if a card left your graveyard this turn, Gao deals damage equal to its power to each opponent. And then the flavor text is, oh wow, I'm Gao, your friend. Another green hair here, meaning that we are on Final Fantasy VI, of course. And look, a kitty cat.
Oh, baby.
So yeah, Borderless Gao. Nice. All right, next up we got Professor Hojo. 2-mana 2/2 legendary creature, Human Scientist. The first activated ability you activate during your turn that targets a creature you control. Costs 2 less to activate. Whenever one or more creatures you control become the target of an activated ability, draw a card. It triggers only once each turn. So yeah, a very powerful card. Yeah, obviously Professor Hojo, one of the antagonists of Final Fantasy VII. But yeah, he's a 2/2 for 2 with 2 sick abilities. So yeah, use those activated abilities, folks. Wow, I wonder what we have up next. Well, that's the beauty of a set with dual-faced cards. We know for a fact that we've got the Nat, which I mistakenly called La Charte earlier. The Nat, Heart of Hedalen. This is a 3-mana 3/3 legendary creature, Elder Wizard. Whenever you cast a legendary spell, draw a card. This ability triggers only once each turn. I did get to trigger this many times in my blue-white artifact Voltron deck. And then we have Hero Sundering. 7 generic mana tap, exile target non-land permanent, transform Vanat. Activate only as a sorcery. So yeah, this is a 7 mana exile a permanent effect, and then Vanat flips into Hydaelyn, the Mother Crystal. So Hydaelyn is a legendary creature god, indestructible, 4/4. Blessings of Light. At the beginning of combat on your turn, put a counter on another creature you control. Until your next turn, it gains indestructible. If that creature is legendary, draw a card. This card actually won me the game. I believe it was round 1 of the Saturday pre-release. I'm playing Blue-White Voltron. My opponent plays the Absolute, I think it's called Absolute Truth, maybe? The 8/8 that says they have protection from their opponents, so I can no longer deal damage to my opponent. Well, good news. I got to pay 7 generic mana, exile their 8/8 flying, and then I could attack them for lethal. So shout out to Vanat winning me a game at the game piece. Whoa! Next up, we've got foil bougie through the ages Squall.
People were calling that a portrait.
Yeah, so through the ages here. Let's see. It's so shiny it probably will not be able to get into focus. Squall Leonhardt. 3 mana. So this is a reskin of Danitha Capuchin Paragon. Danitha is a very powerful card, of course. It's a 3 mana 2/2 legendary creature, Human Knight. First strike, Vigilance, Lifelink, Aura, and equipment spells you cast cost 1 less to cast. So yeah, this is a very powerful card. Of course, a much beloved character from Final Fantasy VIII. So yeah, it's a win-win-win, right? Pickett says, so many legends. Anarchos, aka Jaden, with the absolute virtue. Thank you for the layup there. Clipclap says, not Vivi, lol. Pickett says, Squall is the best. Awesome poll. Alrighty, folks, we're getting down here. We got the last card of pack 1. Any guesses in chat what this last card's going to be? Come on, Serial Chocobo, if you know what I'm saying.
Of course.
Alrighty, let's see what it is, everybody. Yeah! Ooh-wee! We got a Sazhs foil out the gate. So this is Hope Estheim. It is an Azorius, 2 mana 2/2, legendary creature, human wizard. So this Sazhs foil has lifelink, and at the beginning of your end step, each opponent mills X cards, where X is the amount of life you gained this turn. So it's a life gain mill commander. So maybe you like Persistent Petitioners, maybe you like your life gain commanders, maybe you want to do a little bit of both. Who knows? You can build this deck 100% life gain, 100% mill, 50-50, somewhere in between. You could build it as Voltron, just beat the brakes off of people and mill them. So, yeah, very, very interesting. Clipclap says, Hope is a terrible character like every character from 13, but that seems like a fun card. Well, you know, hey. Some people like 13. It's a much beloved set. You know, definitely wasn't my favorite of the games, but I want to give a shout out to all the Lightning crew. And then, yeah, Nick in chat, first time chatter. Welcome, Nick. My entire collector's box had only 1 Sazhs foil, and it was uncommon. Well, you see, that's funny, because my first collector's box had 5 Sazhs foils, and the most expensive one was $22. So I am hoping that we do not have a repeat of that. Thank goodness there's no evidence of that on the internet, because we opened it while we were waiting at GameStop for a Switch. So then, of course, all tokens nowadays are double-sided, so we have a double-sided foil treasure and a hero. Many cool hero arts throughout the ages. So yeah, here we've got a Final Fantasy 14 hero card. Look at that. Alrighty. So this is pack number 1. You know what that means, folks. We are now at giveaway number 1. So yeah, we're going to go ahead and take a look on Facebook, and we're going to do our first giveaway of the night for a random Facebook interactor. Lots of fun. Yeah, so give us just a second here. We are going to pull that up. Let's go ahead and flip the script here. Huzzah! All right, so we are going to go into the Black Polo Society discussion on Facebook. Of course, we are here live. We see all these cool pinned posts, like our all of our sick pulls while we were sitting on the curb at GameStop, where we're opening packs and whatnot. And then, of course, all kinds of memes and whatnot. But yeah, let's go ahead and pull up our giveaway post. So, let's see, the monthly giveaway post right here. Comment below with your favorite Final Fantasy character to enroll in the Facebook giveaway. Then join us on Twitch June 8th. Well, you guys all know that. I'm preaching to the choir here. But yeah, basically what we're going to do is we're just going to pull up all of our comments here. We're going to pull up all of them. We want them all. And then we're going to randomly roll. We're going to see how many people we've got. Clipclop says, hey, I have that playmat. Yes, we have custom Black Polo Society playmats here. These are prototypes, if you will. They're not in mass production yet.
It's only a matter of time before my Good as New Memories playmats come out.
Oh, yeah, that'd be super cool. Good as New Memory playmats. We're going to work on that. So let's go ahead and go through and count these off. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Obviously, we can't include me. 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23 people here. Thank you so much for all your support. We're going to get 23 random winners here. Let's go to the Google spin wheel. Let's see where that Google spinner is. Where are you at, spinner? There we go. Okay.
OMG, it's
so
green.
We've got the Google spinner here. It's always acting out of pocket. Let's see. So here we are live. Google spinner. Wheel of morality. Turn, turn, turn. Okay, so we got to work on the wheel size here. We need 23. Okay, well, problem number 1. There's only 20 numbers on the Google wheel. All right. Well, this is a good problem to have. Am I right, folks? Okay, so we're just going to go to the random number generator website. It's definitely not as cool as the Google spin wheel, but what can you do when you got too many people, okay? So here we are. We've got the random minimum and maximums here. So we're going to set the maximum to 23. Easy enough, right? Then we're just going to count them off live. Going back to the Facebook comments. So we're going to click this in 3, 2, 1. Generate. 6. Okay, so we're going to go back over here, and the 6th comment is going to be our winner tonight. So let's see what we're working with here. We've got Lee, we've got DeLorean, we've got Eric, we've got Andrew, we've got John, and Patrick Freeman. Congratulations to Patrick Freeman. Okay, so we're going to comment, you are our first winner. Congrats. Huzzah! Okay, so that is now being posted on Facebook because this is live, as we have already demonstrated multiple times for all the naysayer crazy people on the internet. Okay, so back to the polls. So yeah, let's go flip it back over to the polls. Huzzah! So here we are. We've got the pack number 1. We're just going to go through those polls one more time. We've got a foil surge hope. We've got a Through the Ages foil borderless squall. We've got Venat, Gao, a triple triad, Full Art Land, Secret Rendezvous with Aerith, as there are alternates, Keistis, Chocobo Racetrack, Samurai's Katana, Stolen Uniform, Magic Damper, GF Efreet, and last but not least, Gooboo Gardener. All right, so shout out to our first giveaway winner, Patrick Freeman. All right. So now we must dredge our collector booster back up from the depths. Here it is. We're going to go ahead and peel off some of these packs so that we can get to the Twitch giveaway live here for all of you. Yeah, so basically, we're going to run through these nice and quick. We're going to get Ellie, our good luck charm, to bestow some luck onto these packs. And we're going to bust through. Actually, let's go ahead and do it in order. Row 1 all the way through, then row 2 all the way through. And the Twitch giveaway pack will be the right kidney of the box, so to speak. Those of you who may be familiar with the anatomy of a collector booster box, the kidneys are always the packs on the bottom. I don't know why we call them that, but it's just something that we do.
So yeah, says pack 3, my lord.
Yeah, the Clip Clop says pack 3. Pickett says congrats. Very cool. Thank you so much for all the positivity in chat.
We love the good sportsmanship.
All right, so we got to get this out of the way, obviously. So yeah, pack number 2. Let's rock and roll. We got to get onto our Twitch giveaway with our last pack. So let's just run it, see what happens here. All right, next up we've got Shinra Reinforcements. When it enters, mill 3 and gain 3. 2-3 for 3. Really good with all the graveyard shenanigans you can do in Golgari here. All right, next
Nick
up we've got
says,
Baron.
Congrats. Fire Extreme says, nah, pack 7 for Final Fantasy 7.
Yes. Baron, Airship Kingdom. So this is one of the towns. Of course, town is the new land subtype. And Baron here is from Final Fantasy 4. Paladin's Arms. We had 2 of these on our Saturday pre-release. It is a 3 mana artifact equipment. It's got job select, so it enters with a 1/1 attached, +2/+1 in ward. So it's a 3 mana 3/2 with ward, and is a knight in addition to its other types. And then it has equip for 4. Next up, we've got the Phantom Train. Phantom Train is a 4 mana 4/4 artifact vehicle with trample. Sack another artifact or creature, put a counter on this vehicle. It becomes a spirit artifact creature in addition to other types until the end of turn. It's a fun little sack outlet for sure. And this is from Final Fantasy VI. Obviously, the memes of suplex a train from Final Fantasy VI. Let me get a drink of water here. Already losing my voice, and we're only 2 packs in, folks. Next up, a foil Sandworm from Final Fantasy V.
Son of a
It is a
sandworm.
5 mana 5/4 Son of a Sandworm. Haste. When this creature enters, destroy target land. Its controller may search for a basic, put on the battlefield, tapped, and shuffle. Ooh, I wonder what we have up next, everybody. We have a Yasmat Ultimate Mark. That can only mean we have a side quest, Hunt the Mark. So this is a 5 mana enchantment. When it enters, you destroy up to 1 target creature. So it's an enchantment that is a 5 mana kill spell. Then at the beginning of your end step, if a creature died under an opponent's control this turn, create a treasure. If you control 3 or more treasures, transform this enchantment. There is a treasure sub-theme, which is fun for sure. Yasma, the Ultimate Mark, is a legendary creature, Dragon, 5/6. Pay 2. Sacrifice another creature or artifact. Yasma gains indestructible until the end of turn. Tap it. So yeah, this is a really fun one. This is normally going to flip on your end step, and then you're going to have a 5/6 blocker that you could make indestructible, and tap it, and then of course you get to declare attacks the next turn, and after it's already attacking, it doesn't really matter how many times you tap it to make it indestructible. So yeah, good stuff. Clip-Clop says, land destruction, ? Yes, indeed. All right, another spoiler here, everybody. We've got a little bit of a merge here with Ragnarok, which means we must have Vanille. Cheerful, Lussie, Icy. I don't know how to pronounce any of this. A 4 mana 3/2 Vanille, legendary creature, human cleric. When it enters, mill 2 cards, then return a permanent card from your graveyard to your hand at the beginning of the first main phase. If you both own and control Vanille and a creature named Fang, you may pay 5, which is 3 generic in Golgari. If you do, exile them, meld them into Ragnarok, Divine Deliverance. And then here you can see some really cool anime art for Ragnarok. Ooh, spooky. Alrighty, maybe we'll get a Fang, and we can show you the other half of Ragnarok here. Next up, we've got a foil Summon Anima. This is an extra spooky art. Look at the anime art Anima for all you Final Fantasy X fans. Anima is the tortured soul of Seymour's mom. Spoilers. So the bad guy runs around here with his mom's corpse, and when you get into a fight with him, he throws his mom's corpse at you. That's pretty much a summary of Final Fantasy X.
Upsetting.
Hashtag dead mom. So, 6 mana Summon Anima. So, it's a 4/4 Menace. Enchantment creature, Saga Horror. Chapter 1, you draw a card and you lose a life. Chapter 2, you draw a card and you lose a life. Chapter 3, you draw a card and you lose a life. Chapter 4, Oblivion. Each opponent sacrifices a creature of their choice and loses 3 life. So yeah, you get a couple of turns to smash with a 4/4 Menace, and then you finish it off with a Fleshbag Marauder and they lose 3 life. Fun stuff. Yep, so shout out to Seymour and his dead mom summon. Good for him. Next up, a Swamp. So we've made it halfway through our collector booster here. We have a Final Fantasy II Swamp. It's an underground cavern full of crystals with water, and that makes it a swamp apparently. Good for them. Alrighty, these should all be rares. This is exciting. Huzzah! Edgar, King of Figaro. So this is a 6 mana 4/5 legendary creature human artificer noble. And this is from Final Fantasy VI. When Edgar enters, draw a card for each artifact you control. 2-headed coin. The first time you flip one or more coins each turn, those coins come up heads and you win those flips.
Alright.
So Edgar is the king of cheaty-faced coin flipping. Good for him.
Now let me see him in real.
Sure. You want to check him out, baby?
Yep. Let's see. Oh, gold.
Yep.
I wasn't sure what the emblem was.
Yep. He's a rare. Indeed.
Well,
Indubitably.
I'm waiting for a mythic.
All right, me too. Here we go. Not a mythic. It is literally a borderless Edgar, King of Figaro.
Holy
So
shit.
apparently, when they were making this pack, they kept coin flipping heads, and so they gave us 2 Edgars. Look at that. Borderless Edgar, foil regular border Edgar. Nice. Well, we get to move on that much faster. Next up, Trammell, Seymour's butler. So, of course, Seymour, one of the antagonists of Final Fantasy X. This is his butler, hanging out in the Guado Canal. So, he's a 3-mana 2/3 legendary creature, Elf Advisor. Each other non-token creature you control enters with an additional counter on it. Endless infinite combos with Persist with this guy. Shout out to all you Kitchen Finks players. And we've got pay 1 tap, proliferate X times, where X is the number of non-token creatures you control that entered this turn. So this just basically, upon resolution, looks at the number of creatures you control that entered this turn and proliferates that many times. Shenanigans. So yeah, Pickens says double tap Edgar. Yeah, we got 2 of them. Why not, right? So yeah, Trammell, Seymour's butler, of course, from Final Fantasy X, because that's where Seymour's from. It says, the Guado take care of Guado affairs. Good little act in Final Fantasy X, getting to learn more about Seymour, fleshing him out as a shades of gray. Brooksy says, Seymour Butler. Yes, a great timed Seymour Butts joke.
Wow.
Brooksy, I love it. Next
amazing.
up, Beatrix, Loyal General. A 6-mana legendary creature human soldier, 4/4. So Beatrix has Vigilance. At the beginning of combat on your turn, you may attach any number of equipment you control to target creature you control. From Final Fantasy IX. So yeah, Beatrix. We've got a borderless rare here. She's basically an Arden, but a 4/4 Vigilance. Yeah, very strong. Free equips, which is really relevant. There's a lot of flips going on. Next up, another Through the Ages. Here we've got Squall. Through the Ages, a promise fulfilled. 3 mana. This is a Through the Ages of Light Up the Stage. So it's 2 generic and a red. Sorcery with Spectacle for 1 red. So if an opponent was dealt damage this turn, it only costs 1 red. Exile the top 2 cards of your library until the end of your next turn. You may play those cards. So yeah, this is an uncommon Through the Ages, everybody. Look at that. A tale as old as time. Okay, moving on. Oh, what do we got here? Yeah, oh my gosh, a second Surge Foil already.
That's amazing.
Furion, Wild Rose Warrior. This is a 3-mana 3/3 legendary creature human rebel warrior. Equipped creatures you control have haste. Whenever a non-token equipment you control enters, create a token copy of it, except it has this equipment equips for 2 less. Sacrifice that token at the beginning of the next end step. So this is a double equipment boy. And he is also from Final Fantasy II. So yeah, we already got 2 Surge Foils in 2 packs. We are on fire. Then we've got a foil Chocobo. Look at the cuteness. Bask in the cuteness before this clever girl rips out your throat with landfall triggers. And on the back, we have another hero. So we have another hero here looking rather arcana. And this is a Final Fantasy XIV hero. All right, so we've already got another Surge Foil. Oh my gosh. We can't keep getting away with it. We can't keep getting away. Alrighty, let's go ahead and pull our box back out here. We're going to get pack number 3. Come on, more Surge Foils. Alright, let's get down to business.
So, Surge Foil, huh?
Yes, my love.
Explain Surge Foil again for the ones in the back.
Surge Foils are like regular foils, but they're surgy.
Oh.
So yeah, Surge Foil is just a new super high rarity. It's basically the very bougie version of cards except for cereals. Yeah, so we are surging. Yes, indeed, Clip Clop. Okay, so let's see what we get here. Pack number 3. Huzzah! We're going to start off with Guado Salam, the Far Plane Gateway. So, of course, this is a reference to Final Fantasy X. We, Guado, protect the Far Plane so the dead can rest in peace. Guado Salam, citizen. Nice. A Simic town. You're not alone. Not to be confused with Michael Jackson's You Are Not Alone. So, yeah, this is a 1 mana. Target creature gets +2/+2 until the end of turn. If you control 3 or more creatures, +4/+4 until the end of turn. So, yeah, this card's great. We got to play it multiple times on Saturday night in Blue-White Voltron, and it always did work. Haste Magic. So here, of course, we've got a 2 mana instant. Target creature gets +3/+1 and gains haste until the end of turn. Exile the top card of your library. You may play it until your next end step. Double time flavor text, and that is Final Fantasy VII with Cloud. Getting in there. Alrighty, Coral Sword. This is a 1 mana equipment with Flash. When this equipment enters, attach it to target creature you control. That creature gains first strike until the end of turn. Equipped creature gets +1/+0, and it equips for 1. This is an amazing card. We got one Friday night in the green-red landfall deck. I don't think we ever actually got to play it, though. But yeah, it's a phenomenal combat trick for 1 mana. I'll tell you that. Eject. So we've got a 4 mana instant. This spell cannot be countered. Return target non-land permanent to its owner's hand. Draw a card. And then with the eject here, we've got Final Fantasy VII. We got Aerith getting killed by some snakes on a beach. It looks like. Clip Clop says, Coral, if we were books, would Norman read us? Got him.
Oh my god.
Next up, Ride the Shoe Puff. Ride the Shoe Puff is a 2 mana enchantment. Landfall, whenever a land you control enters, put a counter on target creature you control. Pay 7. This enchantment becomes a 7/7 beast in addition to its other types. Ride the Shoe Puff, all aboard. So yeah, this is a Final Fantasy X reference. Very nice. Great lore, great Vorthos, and of course, a powerful card, dude. Landfall counters, plus it turns into a 7/7. What's not to love? Next up, we've got a little anime alt art here. Ambrosia Whiteheart. 2 mana, 2/2 bird. Flash.
It's a baby.
When Ambrosia Whiteheart enters, you may return another permanent you control to its owner's hand. There's a little power creep for you Time Spiral players. Running around with a white mane lion. And it has landfall. Whenever a land you control enters, +1/+0 until the end of turn. But yeah, the anime art's super cute. Lots of stuff here. Anime art's super cute, of course. Bada bing, bada boom. Alright, next up, we've got another cute little anime art. We've got Summon Chocomog.
It's baby.
So this is your first summon in Final Fantasy VII. It's a 3 mana saga bird Moogle. And it's a 3/3. Chapter 1 in 2 and 3 and 4 is Stampede. Other creatures you control get +1/+0 until the end of turn. And then, yeah, as you can see here, it's anime art with the Chocobo and the Moogle. And then the flavor text, Wark Kupo. Very fun. Very fun indeed. Okay, so moving on here. Alrighty, we'll take it. We've got a full art mountain from Final Fantasy VI for all you 6 fanboys out there. So yeah, we've got a mountain here. Check it out. Ooh la la. So yeah, remember the bundles actually come with 3 foil basics full art for each set, and each land is from a different set, so it's really fun. And then there's also a waste in addition to the other 15. Next up, we've got we've got a foil, the Masamune. So this is a 3 mana legendary artifact equipment. Of course, in the art here we see Sephiroth with his white feather upon his hand. So as long as equipped creature is attacking, it has first strike and must be blocked if able. Equipped creature has, if a creature dying causes a triggered ability of this creature or an emblem you own to trigger, that ability triggers an additional time. So double dies triggers when murdering with this equipment. Spoilers for Final Fantasy VII out there. Sephiroth may do a bit of murdering, everybody, in case you haven't heard about that.
Yeah,
but yeah, this is a
salty.
reference to the Mono Black Sephiroth that's currently $35, who gives you an emblem when he flips, that every time a creature dies, you make an opponent lose a life and you gain a life. So yeah, the Masamune, loving that art. All right, pack 3. Give us a surge foil. Whoops, slippery. Okay, we got Sazhs Katzroy. So he is a 4-mana human pilot, 3/3. And when he enters, you may search your library for a bird or a basic land, reveal it, and put it in your hand. Then whenever he attacks, you put a counter on a creature and then double the counters on it. So we had 2 of these Friday night, and boy, did they do the Lord's work. Let me tell you. Yep, at one point we had a 16/16 because of this guy. So yeah, adding counters and doubling them every turn is really good. And then the flavor text here, Chocobo. We just can't catch a break, can we? And of course, this is a Final Fantasy 13 character for the Lightning Crew. All right, next up in pack 3, Setzer, Wandering Gambler. So we got a borderless here. It's a 3-mana Rakdos boy, legendary creature, human, rogue, pilot. 2/2. When it enters, create the Blackjack, a legendary 3/3 colorless vehicle artifact token with flying and crew 2.
Setzer, huh?
Yeah, so you see the Zeppelin right there in the back. Whenever a vehicle you control deals combat damage to a player, flip a coin. When you win the flip, create 2 tap treasure tokens. So Rakdos Vehicle Commander. Maybe you like Greasefang and you want to switch from Orzhov to Rakdos. This should be a fun one. And maybe we'll get a Blackjack.
Setzer is in
token.
Kingdom Hearts, one of them.
Yeah, so of course he's a character from Final Fantasy VI. One of the devs' most beloved games of all Final Fantasy devs at 6. Swing!
Oh,
Borderless
crap.
Yuna, Grand Summoner. That is a spicy little card there.
That's a spicy little mythic. Oh, I love
That's
it.
a spicy meatball. So this is a borderless version of the card that comes in the commander deck. These are all very expensive right now. I believe this card is $32. So Yuna, Grand Summoner. So this is just like the face commander of the Precon. So she is Bant. She costs 4. She's a 1/5. Grand Summon. Tap. Add 1 mana of any color. When you cast your next creature spell this turn, that creature enters with 2 additional 1/1 counters on it. Whenever another permanent you control is put into the graveyard from the battlefield, if it had 1 or more counters on it, you may put that number of +1/+1 counters on target creature. So let's talk about the bottom ability first. Obviously, this deck is full of Saga creatures. So it's full of Saga creatures, meaning that when those Sagas die, they have a bunch of chapter counters on them, a bunch of lore counters. All of those are going to get converted to 1/1 counters with her ability. The second thing, the elephant in the room here, is this Grand Summon ability. It says tap, add a mana of any color. It doesn't say you have a limit on how you can spend it. So if you happen to buy a card like Freed from the Real, or a card like Pemin's Aura, where you get 1 blue to untap target creature, you could tap this for blue and untap it an infinite number of times. And then the next creature you cast enters the battlefield with 2 additional counters an infinite number of times. So you could just have really, really big creatures with +1/+1 counters if you go out and buy this Precon and get a Freed from the Real or a Pemin's Aura, for example. Yep, very powerful commander, very powerful deck. So yeah, sick pulls. Next up for pack number 3, we're almost to the bottom of the barrel here. Shantoto's Coercion. Okay, so Shantoto's Coercion is a 2-mana Through the Ages of Diabolic Intent. Very spooky looking here.
Why is
so
she
yeah.
like this?
Well, it's Final Fantasy 11. This is some coercion. So yeah, Diabolic Intent is a sorcery that says as additional cost to cast a spell, sacrifice a creature, search your library for a card, put that card in your hand, and shuffle. So yeah, CDH players rejoice. A Diabolic Intent reprint. Last but not least, pack 3. The Wandering Minstrel. Alright, so we got a foil, borderless Wandering Minstrel. It's not a search foil. That's okay. We're still happy to see him. So the Wandering Minstrel is a really fun card. He is a 5-color identity commander. But he is a Simic 2-mana 1/3 legendary creature, human bard. Lands you control enter untapped. The Minstrel's Ballad. At the beginning of your combat on your turn, if you control 5 or more towns, create a 2/2 elemental token that's all colors. And then it has Wooburg 3, aka pay 8 mana. Other creatures you control get +X/+X until end of turn, where X is the number of towns you control. So yeah, check him out. 5-color untapped lands. This may be in the running for the next Golos, everybody. Keep your eyes peeled. And then we have some delicious food, a la Final Fantasy 15 here. A little picnic with the boys, know what I'm saying? And we have a hero card from Final Fantasy 14. Fun. Fun stuff. So we're just going to stack up some packs here just like that. Good stuff. Good stuff. All right, let's get a drink of water here. We're dying. Alrighty. All right, folks. Pack numero cuatro. Let's go. Terra, bless the pulls. Pack 4. We want a serialized chocobo or we're not going home. Oh. All right. Pack 4. Engage. A Blazing Bomb. This is a 1-mana 1/1 elemental.
It's so cute.
Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, if at least 4 mana was spent to cast it, put a 1/1 counter on this creature. Blow up. Tap. Zap this creature. Deals damage equal to its power to target creature. Activate only as a sorcery. This is a boy from Final Fantasy IX. So yeah, very cute. Very explosive. Izzet in this set has a theme of spending 4 or more mana on non-creature spells. And there's a lot of like vehicles that cost 4, for example, to trigger that. Next up, we've got Insomnia, the Crown City from Final Fantasy 15. It is a black-white town. Yay, towns.
Why is it called Insomnia?
I don't know. Maybe the main character can't get to sleep. You know, it's like a little New York City pun, the town that never sleeps.
I was just going to
the capital. Yep. All right, we've got Prisha's Wanderings. It is a 3-mana instant. Search your library for a basic or town, put on the battlefield tapped. When you search your library that way, you may put a 1/1 counter on target creature you control. Clip Clop says, such a classic creature, talking about the Blazing Bomb, and it's a city that never sleeps. Yep. So yeah, this is a great card. +1/+1 counter, instant speed, and you go and ramp. It's a great little combat trick. Yeah, we had 2 of those in our Gruul pre-release kit Friday night. Next up, we have Sleep Magic. 1 blue, Enchantment Aura. Enchant creature. As this aura enters, tap enchanted creature. Enchanted creature doesn't untap during its control or untap step. When enchanted creature is dealt damage, sacrifice this aura. So yeah, basically you tap a guy down, it doesn't untap. If it has a way to battle, attack, or block, or maybe they just shoot it with damage, it wakes up. So yeah, it's just, you know, very classic. This is a Final Fantasy IX art, and yeah, it's a good reference to Final Fantasy. Next up, we have Judge Magister Gabranth. He is a 2-mana legendary creature, human, advisor, knight, 2/2, with Manache. Whenever another creature or artifact you control dies, put a 1/1 counter on Judge Magister Gabranth. That's a super powerful uncommon, indeed. And yeah, he's a reference to Final Fantasy 12. So yeah, Judge Magister Gabranth. All you pauper and peasant commanders, maybe you'll put him in the command zone. He's going to do some work. Little aristocrats with a menace commander. Well, here we got a DFC. I can't imagine who this might be. World Champion Celestial Weapon. Oh my gosh, it's side quest Play Blitzball. Who would have thought? It's Waka. Waka Waka. Gotta love me.
No.
So yeah, Fozzie Bear and Final Fantasy X are finally coming together.
Listen, that's 2 Jim Henson projects.
Okay, so we've got side quest Play Blitzball, 3-mana enchantment. Beginning of combat on your turn, target creature you control gets +2/+0 until the end of turn. At the end of combat on your turn, if a player was dealt 6 or more combat damage this turn, transform this enchantment, then attach it to a creature you control. And it flips into World Champion Celestial Weapon, legendary artifact equipment, and it's got double overdrive. Equipped creature gets +2/+0 and has double strike. Equipped for 3. Sorry for making you wait, Yuna. I had some promises to keep, yeah? So that's Waka, obviously. Of course, one of the more annoying side quests of Final Fantasy X, becoming a Blitzball champion. Hey, looky here. We've got the bottom half of Ragnarok, which means this is Fang. Fang is a 3-mana 2/3 legendary creature human warrior. Whenever one or more cards leave your graveyard, you draw a card and lose a life. This ability triggers only once each turn. Let's see if we can get Fang into focus here. Very nice.
Which means we have both halves of that card?
Yeah, we do. Alrighty, next up we've got, Summon Esper Ramu. This is a anime art version. It's a 4 mana, 3/3 enchantment creature Saga Wizard. Judgment Bolt. This creature deals damage to, this damage deals equal to the number of non-creature non-land cards in your graveyard to target creature and opponent controls. And then chapters 2 and 3 are wizards you control get +1/+0. Yeah, so that's spicy. Esper Ramu. I am Ramu, the Esper. So yeah, this is a reference to Final Fantasy VI. He is the Lightning Wizard summon. Pickin says, borderless summons are sweet. Fire Extreme says, matching pair too. Next up, we've got a Wastes. Yes, let's take a look at this Wastes, everybody. So, of course, we have 16 Final Fantasy main sets, 16 basic lands. And here we have the Final Fantasy 16 Full Art Basic Wastes. And I believe this is just a picture of, like, Clive going through the wasteland here. So, yeah, Full Art Wastes. Get your bundles when you can.
Nick says definitely some really nice art in this set. Yep.
Indeed. Well, a little bit of spoilers here for our next card. A Shin Ryu Transcendent Rival. We must have Xenos Yegalvus. So this is a mini Massacre Worm, everybody. He is a 5 mana 4/4 legendary creature human noble warrior. My first friend. When Xenos enters, choose a creature an opponent controls. Until end of turn, creatures other than Xenos and the chosen creature get -2/-2. When the chosen creature leaves the battlefield, transform. So yeah, he's a mini Massacre Worm. He massacres everybody but himself and one other creature. That does include your creatures too, folks. But when that chosen creature dies, we get Shin Ryu, Transcendent Rival. He is an 8/8 flying legendary dragon. As this creature transforms into Shin Ryu, choose an opponent. Burning Chains. When the chosen player loses the game, you win the game. Fun commander shenanigans all around. So yeah, this is a really fun card. And as you can see, the art is sick. So yeah, basically enters the battlefield, you choose an opponent. When that player loses the game, you automatically win the game. So instead of having to kill 3 people, now you only got to kill 1. And then Bartz and Boko. This is a 5 mana human bird. 4/3. Affinity for birds. That means he costs 1 generic mana less for each bird you control. When Bartz and Boko enters, each other bird you control deals damage equal to its power to target creature and opponent controls. So yeah, all your birds team up and battle somebody. It's a one-sided fight. So yeah, it's basically Master of the Wild Hunt. For those of you who remember that.
Watching, we pulled your card.
Yeah, we pulled a burb. Alright, Borderless Bards. What else have we got here? A Borderless Water Crystal. So we got a crystal for every color. This is the Water Crystal. 4 mana legendary artifact. Blue spells you cast cost 1 less, aka Sapphire Medallion. If an opponent would mill 1 or more cards, they mill that many cards plus 4 instead. This card's kind of insane with a couple cards, aka Mesmeric Orb, where you mill a card for every single permanent you untap. This basically quintuples that, so it's kind of insane. Then it's got pay 6. Each opponent mills cards equal to the number of cards in your hand. So yeah, very powerful Sapphire Medallion mill effect. Alright, pack 4, don't fail us now. Ooh, Summon Knights of the Round. So, of course, Knights of the Round Table, amazing summon for Final Fantasy VII. It takes about 5 minutes for the cinematic, unfortunately. It is an 8 mana enchantment creature saga knight, 3/3 indestructible. So, chapters 1, 2, 3, and 4 create 3 2/2 white knight creature tokens. So, across 4 turns, it literally summons 12 2/2 knights. And then chapter 5, the ultimate end. Other creatures you control get +2/+2 until end of turn. Put an indestructible counter on each of them. Yes, you are reading this correct. This is literally a 12 3/3 knight creatures into +2/+2 indestructible counters on everything. Not just your knights. This is every creature you control.
And it's a friggin' mythic.
So, yep, Summon Knights of the Round. It is a very, very powerful effect, folks. So, yeah, that's a good one. It's a good one indeed. Zarku says, Kalia into Master of Cruelties hit Joel. No, don't kill me with Master of Cruelties. Ooh, next up we've got Golbez, Clad in Darkness. This is a reskin of Sir Conrad the Grim. 5 mana, 5/4, legendary creature, human knight. Whenever another creature dies, or a creature card's put into your graveyard from anywhere other than the battlefield, or a creature card leaves your graveyard, he deals 1 damage to each opponent. Pay 2, each player mills a card. So yeah, these right now are like $1 on TCG Player. The foils, I think, are $5. So get your foil Sir Conrad alt arts while you can, folks. All right, we're here at the bottom. Pack 4. What have we got? Surge Foil, Balthier and Fran for you Final Fantasy 12 players. So this is a 3 mana 4/3 legendary creature, human rabbit.
It's a rabbit.
Reach. Vehicles you control get +1/+1 and have vigilance and reach. Whenever a vehicle crewed by Balthier and Fran this turn attacks. If it's the first combat phase of your turn, you may pay 3. If you do, after this phase, there is an additional combat phase. This is obviously very powerful because it gives all your vehicles vigilance. So yeah, that's a sexy little Surge Foil there.
Darth Clip Clop says
Shout
the
out.
true MC of 12.
Yes, indeed.
Shout out.
Chocobo, Chocobo, Chocobo. Yes, always. So we got another treasure token with a hero. Nice. Another Surge Foil for the books. All right, we're just going to start moving some packs around here. Huzzah, huzzah. All right, we're going to make a pack tower. Okay, let's see here. Pack number 5. Huzzah. All right, we're almost halfway there, folks. Twitch giveaway upcoming shortly. Alrighty. Oh, that didn't actually cut through. Being a little too careful with my packs here.
Whoops.
Let me in. There we go. Alright, goodness.
Chocobo, that just makes me so happy.
Here we go. Okay. So, pack number 5. Huzzah. There we go. Alright, let's get a drink of water here. Okay, okay. Pack 5, let's go. We've got another town. We've got Gone, Town of Ruin from Final Fantasy V. Pack 5, Final Fantasy V. It's all coming together, folks. Heck dies. Ooh, look at that. Where's my Helsing fans at? Tell me that's not Alucard in a pile of eyeballs.
Or, you know, Thousand Eyes Restrict, Yu-Gi-Oh!
Whoa, Thousand Eyes Restrict, throwback. How old are you, woman? 2 mana 1/1 Ooze Horror. When this creature enters, each opponent discards a card. Once the monsters of hell poured forth into the world, they entered using the path known as the Jade Passage. Hilda, Princess of Finn. Heck dies, you scary. Next up, Sephiroth's Intervention. Uh-oh, spoilers. 4 mana instant. Destroy target creature, you gain 2 life.
Is that...
Fate is not to be taken lightly, Cloud. This is literally Aerith's last thing she hears. Alright, Final Fantasy VII reference.
Great, I feel bad now.
Ripperoni. Gaius Van Balasar. A 4 mana 3/2 legendary creature, human soldier. When Gaius enters, choose 1. Each player sacrifices a creature token. Each player sacrifices a non-token creature. Each player sacrifices an enchantment of their choice. This card did a lot of work. Friday night, Ellie, her little black-white deck, she had this guy. You can make somebody sack a saga creature. It's very strong.
Yep.
Battle menu. All right.
Is that a Minotaur?
The battle menu. No, it's a giant rock golem guy. So yeah, it is
Minotaur
a
ones.
2 mana instant. Choose 1. Attack. Create a 2/2 white knight creature token. Ability. Target creature gets +0/+4 until the end of turn. Magic. Destroy target creature with power 4 or greater. Item. You gain 4 life. And then, yeah, this is a reference to Final Fantasy VI. As we can see, Terra's flowing green locks next to Gao there. How about that?
Green is apparently the
Green hair.
color.
Green hair is Final Fantasy VI. Let's see. Colosseum Behemoth. Whoa, this is a very spicy fight in Final Fantasy 15, but this Behemoth is from Final Fantasy 2. So, Colosseum Behemoth, 7 mana beast with trample. When this creature enters, choose one. Destroy an artifact or enchantment, or draw a card. Damn, power creep. You scary. Next up, we have Torgal, a fine hound. He's the goodest boy from Final Fantasy 16. So, he's a 2-mana 2/2 legendary creature wolf.
He's a good baby.
Whenever you cast your first human spell, each turn that creature enters with an additional 1/1 counter on it for each dog and or wolf you control. Tap, add a mana of any color. What a good boy. Ambrosia Whiteheart, back at it again, flashing onto the battlefield, bouncing permanents you control, and landfall +1/+0. Foil anime art. Hell yeah. Can't say no to that. And we've got a full art Plizzy. So this basic planes is brought to you by Final Fantasy 12. For all of you, Final Fantasy 12, what is it, the Vanadil Aladdin with Rabbits storyline? Let's go. Alright. Zarku says, I'm dancing mad, wink wink. Next up, foil Bart's and Boko. Alright.
That's amazing.
So we got the borderless, now we got the foil regular. He's still a 5-mana 4/3 human bird, affinity for birds. When it enters, each other bird you control deals damage equal to its power to target creature and opponent controls. Woo! Fight Club for birds. Arden, the Usurper. Alright, this is an 8-mana 4/4 legendary creature, elder, human, noble. Demons you control have menace, lifelink, and haste. And then we have Star Scourge. At the beginning of combat on your turn, exile up to 1 creature card from a graveyard. If you exile the card this way, create a token that's a copy of that card, except it's a 5/5 black demon. Yeah, super sick commander.
The other night.
Super sick commander. Yep. Very cool. Bad guy, Final Fantasy 15. You know the drill. Alright. Hwacha! Lulu, Stern Guardian. Everyone's favorite goth mommy of the 2000s. Lulu Stern Guardian is a 3-mana 2/3 legendary creature human wizard. Whenever an opponent attacks you, you choose target creature attacking you and you put a stun counter on it. Ooh wee! That's a very powerful effect. Sometimes way worse than a propaganda. And then it's got pay for proliferate. She literally just keeps rolling those stun counters every turn. If you want everything, you'll end up with nothing. Amen, Lulu. And she's got a Moogle in her hands. And she's got her belt. Or she's got her dress made of belts. Look at that.
Oh, wow.
Alrighty. Pack 5. What's in the bottom of Pack 5 here? We've got a Rejoin the Fight. Ooh, this is a really good one. So this is a 6-mana sorcery. We've got a borderless foil. Mill 3 cards, then starting with the next opponent in turn order, each opponent chooses a creature card in your graveyard that hasn't been chosen. Return each card chosen this way to the battlefield under your control. So this card is literally pay 6, reanimate the 4 worst creatures in your graveyard. Worst case scenario. Fire Extreme says, I think Arden is the best villain in recent years. Yeah, Arden's a really good villain. He's got layers. We'll put it that way. He's a lot like an onion. Some donkeys might say he's like a parfait. He's got layers, guys. So yeah, Rejoin the Fight is a 6-mana, reanimate your 4 worst creatures in your graveyard, basically. I'm sorry, reanimate the 3 worst creatures in your graveyard. Unless you have a friend. If you have an opponent who's willing to give you the hookup, then it's reanimate the 3 best creatures in your graveyard. So yeah, I can't wait to play that one. Cannot wait to play that one in Tassiger. 100. Ooh, Search for the Frozen Esper. Look at that. 1 mana, Nature's Claim. Instant. Destroy target artifact or enchantment. Its controller gains 4 life. So we've got a foil through the ages from Final Fantasy VI in all its retro goodness. Last but not least, pack number 5. A Surge foil Arden the Usurper. Look at him. Surge-alicious.
That is glorious.
All right, Surge foil number 4. Oh my gosh, we are literally popping off with this box.
How much is that one? It's borderless.
I have no idea. A lot of the Surge foils are like $20, unless they're a good one. So then we got a hero and a horror. Oh, the Hara. Okay. So yeah, now we are almost halfway done. Almost halfway. Not to be confused with actually halfway. Okay, we're just going to keep piling stuff up over here. Let's actually get our packs here. And we'll just kind of lay them out like this. So that everybody could see some of our pulls. Pack 2. Pack 3. Pack 4. Huzzah. Look at that. We're doing stuff. And pack 5. Alright. Cacaw. Alright, so that leaves the last pack in this part of the sleeve here. The last pack, pack 6. So we're halfway to the Twitch giveaway, folks. Look at that. We're halfway there. Hang in there, guys. Who doesn't want free packs of Final Fantasy? Am I right? Again, shout out to Patrick Freeman for winning the very first pack, the Facebook giveaway. Where, yeah, he got a Search Foil Hope, Foil Borderless Through the Ages, Squall, all kinds of spicy stuff. Man, I am really bad at cracking packs today. What is going on here?
Do you need to eat?
Nope. But what we do need to do is you go back there and get out our pre-release kit so we can show off how cool the pre-release kits look at the intermission. All right, let's get a drink of water here. So let's see here. Fire Extreme says, I think Arden's the best villain. Zarku says, I would say Ultima. Nothing like a god telling you enjoy life on Black and Husk. Zarku says, I think Final Fantasy 16 has been the best one in recent years. Go, go, Blue Chocobo. Indeed. Yeah, if you see a pre-release kit, baby, bring it over. If you don't, not a big deal.
Will it say pre-release kit?
No, it's just a rectangular box with a bunch of 16-bit stuff on it. It's got a flap on the top that you put your cards in. It's that thing I gave you Friday night that you kept your deck in. Alrighty, it's got a bunch of cute little pixelated characters on it. Pack 6, let's go. Item, Shopkeep, 2 mana, 2/2 human citizen. Whenever you attack target attacking creature, target attacking equipped creature gains menace. Very powerful effect in limited. Our Gruul deck had this guy, but we couldn't really use it because we didn't really have any equipment. But a 2/2 for 2 that gives an attacking equipped creature menace every turn. Super strong with job select, obviously. Next up, Ice Flan. Delicious and nutritious, folks. Ice Flan is a 6 mana 5/4 elemental ooze. When it enters, tap target artifact or creature, and opponent controls and put a stun counter on it. This is a literal lifesaver. With all these giant saga creatures flying around, you basically got a saga creature comes out, then you put a stun counter on it. Chapter 2, they don't get to battle you. Chapter 3, they normally have to sack them. This could be a lifesaver, preventing you from getting trucked by an Odin, for example. Some of these really powerful sagas. Next up, Blitzball Shot. It's a 2 mana instant. Target creature gets +3/+3 and gains trample until the end of turn. Everyone seems to be calling for Waka, folks. Blitzball announcer. Of course, Final Fantasy X. Zack Fair. Done dirty. Zack Fair, 1 mana 0/1, legendary creature, human soldier. Zack enters with a 1/1 counter on it. Pay 1, sacrifice Zack Fair. Target creature you control, cough, cloud, cough. Gains indestructible until the end of turn. Put Zack Fair's counters on that creature. And attach an equipment that was attached to Zack Fair to that creature. Cough, Buster Sword, cough. Spoilers for Final Fantasy VII, folks. Alrighty, what's after Zack? Random Encounter. Alright, we got a 6 mana sorcery. Shuffle your library, mill 4 cards. Put each creature card milled this way onto the battlefield. They gain haste. At the beginning of the next end step, return those cards to their creature or to their owner's hands. So this is a mill 4. Put guys into play. They have haste. This card's crazy for 6 mana. You could whiff, you could win the game. It is hilarious, and it has flashback for 8. Zarku says, nothing like a cold ooze going down your throat. Raspberry Slurpee. Yes, he's clearly blue raspberry since he's an ice flan. Elixir. 1 mana artifact. This artifact enters tapped. Pay 5 tap. Exile this artifact. Shuffle all non-land cards from your graveyard into your library. You gain life equal to the number of cards shuffled into your library this way. Fully recovers HP and MP. This is a Final Fantasy IV reference. Oh yeah, Random Encounters art is from Final Fantasy II. Shantoto, Magician, Tactician Magician. So she is a dwarf wizard, a 3 mana 0/4. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, Shantoto gets plus X plus so and so on the turn, where X is the amount of mana spent to cast that spell. If X is 4 or more, draw a card. Oh ho 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 ho! I might be the harshest mistress in all of Vanadil, but I may yet forgive you, if at my feet you kneel. Final Fantasy XI reference. Nice.
Oh,
Hey, a foil borderless Torgal, a fine hound. The goodest boy. 2/2 for 2. Humans plus encounters. Tap for a man of any color. Look at that. What a beauty. If you like Final Fantasy 16, you're going to want a foil borderless Torgal.
Zarku says, the best boy ever.
Next up, we've got a Beautimus Island from Final Fantasy VIII. Look at that lighthouse. So yeah, Final Fantasy VIII Full Art Island. Let's get into the rares. Huzzah! Oh my god! We got a foil Buster Sword!
Wait!
Oh!
Holy crap!
I was not expecting that so soon. Okay.
What the heck?
So, of course, Buster Sword is Cloud's, starting weapon in Final Fantasy VII. He's also Zack's ending weapon, if you know what I'm saying. Buster Sword is a 3-mana artifact equipment with 2 to equip. Equipped creature gets +3/+2. Whenever equipped creature deals combat damage to a player, draw a card, then you may cast a spell from your hand for free with mana value less than or equal to the damage. It's insane. You equip this to your guy, you smash him for like 5, you play a 5-drop for free. Oh my gosh, Buster Sword is so insane. I know the non-foil is like $35. Who knows? The foil might actually be less with the way that this set works. Feel free, chat. Pull it up on your phone on TCG Player. What is it, $50, $20? What is it? Let's find out. In the meantime, let's move on. Hey, Von Street Thug. 3 mana, 2/2. 3 mana, 2/2, legendary creature, human scout. Zarku says, but does Zack really die? Or is it like an alternate reality? No, my favorite is, was it really all a dream? Whenever one or more scouts, pirates, and or rogues you control deal combat damage to a player, exile the top card of that player's library. You may cast it. If you don't, create a treasure. Whenever you cast a spell you don't own, put a 1/1 counter on each scout, pirate, and rogue you control. I side with bad guy, says Buster. I barely know her.
Oh, man.
Got him. Well, if you've played Final Fantasy VII, you know Cloud's not doing a lot of busting. Alrighty. Next up, we've got Ardbert, Warrior of Darkness. So, he is a 3 mana, 2/2 legendary creature, Spirit Warrior. This card is a problem in the Y'shtola Commander deck, let me tell you. So, of course, the whole Y'shtola deck is Final Fantasy XIV. And, this is obnoxious. Whenever you cast a white spell, you put a counter on each legendary creature you control. They all gain vigilance until the end of turn. And then, whenever you cast a black spell, you put a +1/+1 counter on each legendary creature you control. They all gain menace until the end of turn. This is a ridiculous 3-mana card. Like, literally every single turn, you're casting white and black spells, putting a bunch of counters on all your guys, and you're getting to beat the brakes off of people with vigilance and menace. This guy is crazy, and he comes in the Y'shtola Precon. Clip Clop says, OG Timeline Zack does die saving Cloud. New games, multiverse nonsense. He does live and die. Yep. All right, Ardbert. That's a sick pull. Next up, Coin of Fate. So we got a foil borderless anime art. Coin of Fate. When this artifact enters, you surveil 1. Pay 4. Exile 2 creature cards from your graveyard. Sacrifice this artifact. An opponent chooses one of the exiled cards. You put that card onto the bottom of your library, and you return the other one to the battlefield tapped. You become the Monarch. This is a Final Fantasy VI card. So yeah, this is a great reanimator, and put one on the bottom of your library. Also, an interesting thing, this does not say sorcery speed. So you can do this at instant speed, like it's somebody's end step, when you're ready to Alpha Strike. Coin of Fate. Okay, so, pack 6. We got a couple left in the chamber here. Let's see what we're working with. Yeah! Alright, a Through the Ages foil, the Imperial City of Arcades. Arcades what? No, okay.
You're okay.
2 mana, so this is a reskin of Wall of Omens, aka All of Womens, for you cool kids out there. So this is, of course, originally printed in Eldrazi. It's a 2 mana 0/4 Wall, Defender. When it enters, draw a card. But yeah, this is an uncommon from Through the Ages, and it's a reference to Final Fantasy XII. Neat. This is the city the street rat lives in. Okay. And last but not least, pack 6. We're halfway there. A Summon GF Cerberus.
Oh, crap.
So this is a borderless anime art Cerberus. It's a 4-mana 3/3 enchantment creature saga dog. First chapter, Surveil 1. Second chapter, double. When you cast your next instant or sorcery spell, copy it. You may choose new targets. Chapter 3, triple. When you cast your next instant or sorcery spell, copy it twice. Choose new targets. Flavor text. Pretty confident. Let's see how you do. So yeah, this is a Final Fantasy VIII. Of course, all the GFs are. So yeah, here we are halfway through. We've got a treasure and a hero. Nice. So the number of cards we have so far is getting untenable. So we're just going to show off some shiny cool stuff at the top of the packs. And we're just going to put the rest in a giant pile because ain't nobody got time for that. All right. Giant pile going here. Shiny nonsense going here. Bada bing, bada boom. Shiny, shiny, shiny. Pshoo, pshoo, pshoo. And hey, search for the Frozen Esper. It's retro foil shiny stuff. Cool. Alright. Alright, we're just going to stack all the other stuff up that's not part of the giveaway. Okay, so real quick, we're halfway there. Let's go ahead and talk about these pre-release kits. Ooh la la, look at this pixelated nostalgia bait. 2 hits. Look at this, look at this. Pixelated Planeswalker logo. Look at the party here, trying to go to work. Look at that. Pixelated goodness. This is a pre-release kit of Final Fantasy, folks. Very, very cute. It opens up into a whole thing. It's basically a giant panorama with the pre-release kit. It wraps all the way around. It is, yeah, it's really cute. It's really cool. It was fun to open these pixelated kits. Alrighty, moving on. Here we go. Pack numero 7. Alright. 7 out of 12. We're over halfway there, folks. Twitch giveaway incoming. Okay, apparently I'm going to have to open this thing because it's not working. Alright. Yeah. These packs feel like the Japanese packs. They're really thick, hard to open packs. I like it. I like it when you gotta struggle to get to the money. It's very rewarding to have to open packs. Slaving over a hot booster box all day. Fire Extreme says we need a wider screen. Yeah, well, what happened is I actually clipped a bunch of this so that when you got it on mobile, all the stuff looks bigger. I could actually zoom out more, but then everything would be so small it's hard to read. So yeah, we kind of did this. Kind of, you know, we got a trade-off for everything here. And then Pickens says so shiny. So yeah, pack 7. We're in the bottom half of the collector booster, folks. We've got White Orosite. 4-mana artifact. When it enters, exile a non-land permanent until this artifact leaves the battlefield. So it's a little artifact O-ring, and it's got tap at a white mana. She gave her life that we might defeat the Asians. Her sacrifice must not be in vain. Final Fantasy IX. I'm sorry, Final Fantasy 14. JK, everybody. Town Greeter. This is a 2-mana human citizen 1/1. When this enters, mill 4 cards, put a land from among them in your hand. If you put a town into your hand, you gain 2 life. Obviously, the crux of every Gruul deck in this set. Zarku says, Chocobo, be lime, or pink, or blue. I'll take it. Yeah, right? We'll take a Chocobo of any color at this point. Who doesn't want $2,000? All right, next up, we've got a world map. 1 mana, pay 1, tap, sack, search for a basic, reveal it, put it in your hand. Pay 3, tap, sack, search for your library for a land card, reveal it, and put it in your hand. So any land card for the pay 3. It's pretty great. Fire Extreme says, lost the stream. Uh-oh. Let's see what's going on here. All right. Let's see. Anyone else DC'd?
What's DC?
Oh, see, that's what DC is. Okay, that's not good. Okay, so let's see. Properties. Boom, boom, boom. Free space. Boom, boom, boom. Properties. Free space. E. Free space. Weird. Okay. Dropped out for a moment. Okay. Sorry to hear that, everybody. We are still going strong. We've got hundreds of gigs of free space for the recording, so I know that's not the problem. But yeah, we might have had a little internet interruption there. Sorry for that, everybody.
We always do.
We're going to close out some tabs real quick. Keep it nice and lean. Yeah, let's do it that way. Okay, sweet. All right, so back to our pack. We had a world map. Pay 1, tap sack. Go get a basic. Pay 3, tap sack. Go get any land and put it in your hand. So yeah, another way to go tutor up your ridiculous cards to win the game. Next up, the Crystal's Chosen. 7 mana, sorcery. Create 4 1/1 colorless hero tokens, then put a 1/1 counter on each creature you control from Final Fantasy III. Sorceress's Schemes. This is a 4 mana sorcery. Return an instant or sorcery card from your graveyard or an exiled card with flashback to your hand. Add a red. Flashback for 5. Combo Wombo from Final Fantasy VIII. The Ring of the Lucci. 4 mana legendary artifact. Taps for 2 mana. Then it's got pay 2, tap, pay a life, tap a non-land permanent. So we've literally got a Icy Manipulator plus a Soul Ring / Sisay's Ring / Hedron Arca. So yeah, it says Kings of Lucas. Come to me, Noctis. So Final Fantasy 15. Very powerful effect. That did a lot of work for us. Rita Repulsa says Clip Clop, talking about Final Fantasy VIII. The Ring of the Lucci did a ton of work. It's Icy Manipulator Unlimited. Basically just wins you games. Tapping attackers before they can declare attacks, then they can't block, and you win the game. Queen Brane. 3 mana, 2/1 Human Noble. Prowess. Whenever it attacks, create a 0/1 Black Wizard. When you cast a non-creature spell, deal 1 to each opponent. And there's a Final Fantasy IX reference here.
Who's Rita Repulsa?
Rita Repulsa was the throwback with Sorcerer's Schemes.
But is that like a...
Rita Repulsa is the #1 OG bad guy on Power Rangers. And she's evil with a giant weird crown, which kind of checks all the boxes for Final Fantasy VIII. I don't think she was imprisoned on the moon, though. Whoa, foil anime art Garuda. Summon Primal Garuda. 4 mana. Enchantment creature Saga Harpy. Flying 3/3. Aerial Blast. This creature deals 4 damage to target tap creature and opponent controls. Chapters 2 and 3 are Slipstream. Another target creature you control gets +1/+0 and gains flying until the end of turn. This thing is a beast. 3/3 flying that kills a guy and gives flying and a power bump for 2 turns. Very strong card, especially if you have a way to manipulate counters on your sagas. Cough. Tidus. Cough. Next up, we've got a 4 Mountain from Final Fantasy IV. Look at that. What a beauty. Final Fantasy IV. Okay, I wonder if we have a Joshua here for our next card. Huzzah! Joshua, Phoenix's Dominant. So this is a 3 mana Boros boy, legendary creature, human noble wizard. He's a 3/4. So he's already a 3/4 for 4, or a 3/4 for 3 with an ETB. When he enters, discard up to 2 cards and then draw that many cards. And then it's got pay 5, tap, exile, return to the battlefield, transform, sorcery speed. And is it a doozy? Phoenix, Warden of Life. Blech. This card's super strong. Phoenix, Warden of Life. Rising Flames deals 2 damage to each opponent. Chapter 2. Rising Flames deals 2 damage to each opponent. Chapter 3. This is where it gets disgusting. Alright? Flames of Rebirth. Return any number of target creature cards, total mana value 6 or less, from your graveyard to the battlefield. Exile Phoenix and return to the battlefield face up. And it's a 4/4 flying lifelink. We definitely got a beat down from this on the Friday night pre-release. Joshua was beating our face in, let me tell you. Joshua, Phoenix is Dominant, very powerful card, and we got a foil. Ooh, Anime Art Masamune. What's up, Sephiroth? So, we've got a borderless Anime Art Masamune here. Very cool, very stylistic, very demure. So yeah, 3 mana legendary artifact. As long as equipped creature is attacking, first strike it must be blocked. Equipped creature has, if a dying causes triggers or an emblem to trigger an additional time. Yeah, look at that.
Freaking hot.
Sephiroth. Bum 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 ba-da-dum. Sephiroth. Of course, Final Fantasy VII. Shout out to Ezoi. Ezoi is the artist.
Huh?
It's Ezoi.
Ezoi?
Ezoi. Samurai. Kamura. Alright, we got Midgar, City of Mako, another Final Fantasy VII. So this town has an adventure called Reactor Raid. So Reactor Raid is 3 mana sorcery. Sack an artifact or creature. If you do, draw 2 cards. Then the other side is a tapped land that taps for a black. Midgar, City of Mako from Final Fantasy VII. I wonder if we have a Jill. A Jill, Shiva's Dominant. So this is another card to hang out with the other Final Fantasy 16 folks. So Jill, Shiva's Dominant is a 3 mana 2/2 human noble warrior. When Jill enters, return up to 1 other non-land permanent to its owner's hand. So you could bounce your Saga and do it all over again. You could bounce your opponent's stuff and smash him in the face. So yeah, it's a 5 mana tap, exile Jill, return transformed as a sorcery. And we have a Shiva Warden of Ice. Fire Extreme says, it's a May, so you could pay 3 for absolutely nothing. Yes, you could. You could cast that adventure for absolutely no reason and do nothing if you want. That is fair. Sometimes your reactor raids don't go to plan. If you've played Final Fantasy VII, you get that reference. So yeah, we got Shiva, Warden of Ice. We got Mesmerize for Chapter 1 and 2. Target creature can't be blocked. And then Chapter 3, Cold Snap. Tap all lands your opponent's control. Exile Shiva, return to the battlefield face up. And it's a 4/5 Saga Elemental. So remind you, this is only a 3-drop that bounces and then can flip on turn 5. You get a 4/5 that makes unblockable, tap their stuff. Very powerful card. So the 16 dominants are legit. All right, here we go. Pack 7. Vayne Carudus Solidor is a foil through the ages Finn the Fangbearer. So Finn the Fangbearer is a 2 mana 1/3 legendary creature human warrior with Death Touch. Whenever a creature you control with Death Touch deals combat damage to a player, that player gets 2 poison counters. Blech. Oh my god. This card is disgusting, and here we have it through the ages. Well, last but not least for Pack 7, we have another dual-faced card.
Oh my.
Spoilers! So, if we see Braska's final Aeon, that means this must be Jecht, Reluctant Guardian. So we have a borderless anime art, Tidus's dad.
Now who drew that?
This is Tomohito. So yeah, this is a 4 mana 4/3 legendary creature human warrior, Jecht, Reluctant Guardian with Menace. Whenever Jecht deals combat damage to a player, you may exile it and return it transformed. So you play this 4-drop Menace, next turn you attack, and it's got Menace, and you get through, and then you get Braska's final Aeon. This is a 7/7 Menace with Jecht Beam. Chapters 1 and 2, each opponent discards a card and you draw a card. So Chapter 1, each opponent discards a card, you draw a card. Chapter 2, each opponent discards a card, you draw a card. And then Chapter 3, Ultimate Jecht Shot. Each opponent sacrifices 2 of their 2 creatures. So double Fleshbag Marauder. He is a legendary enchantment creature, Saga Nightmare. Yeah, this is a pretty disgusting mono black aggro card. But yeah, I mean, the amount of value you get if you can't close out the game between the discard, draw, sack 2 guys, and it's a 7/7 Menace. Very powerful. Very powerful card. Of course, it's, Tidus's dad. Makes sense. Then we got a foil wizard token. Look at that little wizard there.
Kind of adorable.
A little Final Fantasy 14 wizard.
Yep.
And we got another hero from Final Fantasy 14. So we'll throw Jecht in the pile. He's worthy of getting seen. Animu Art Jecht. Alright. And then all of these goodies are going to go right over here. Let's move on to pack number 8. Alrighty, come on, cereal chocobos. We'll take any color or cereal, doesn't matter to me.
I like cereal.
I like cereal. Can we get a Frosted Flakes chocobo?
Haha.
Oh no! Literally can't open the pack. What is going on here?
I'm telling you, you gotta eat something.
Give it to me! Oh my gosh, what is going on? The pack is like webbing in it. There's cobwebs in my booster pack. I want a refund, Wizards. There's like glue stretching across the pack. That's really weird. Alright, we need a little bit more to drink here.
I promise you, there's only water in the cup.
Zarku says, beautiful token. Nick says, Blitzball is the best. Oh, hell yeah, brother. Clip says, come on, Vivi. All right. This is pack 8. Pack 8, let's go. Resentful Revelation. So here we have Sephiroth down in the Nibelheim Mansion basement looking through books. We got 2 mana sorcery. Look at the top 3. Put 1 in your hand, the rest in your graveyard. Flashback 7. The Jenova project resulted in my conception. Spoilers. Let's see what else we got here. Foil Adventurers Inn. This is a town. When this land enters, gain 2 life. Tap out a generic. Very nice. It's a Final Fantasy III reference. We got welcome. We have rooms for 200 gil a night. Would you like to stay and rest your body and mind? From the old innkeep. Darth Clipclop says, the art should be on Ristic Study. Hell yeah. Fried Chocobo, says Zarku. Dwarven Castle Guard. This is a 2-mana 2/1 dwarf soldier. When he dies, you get a 1/1 hero. Lali Ho is the dwarven greeting. And, of course, this is a Final Fantasy IV reference. Delivery Moogle. Special delivery. He's a 4-mana 3/2 flying Moogle.
Baby.
When this creature enters, search your library or graveyard for an artifact. Mana value 2 or less. Reveal it, put it in your hand. If you search your library, shuffle. A new letter has arrived just for you, Kupo.
Oh.
Summon Anima, a foil not anime art dead mom for Seymour. Shout out to Seymour. Cloud of Darkness, not to be confused with Cloud Strife of Darkness. So Cloud of Darkness, this is a 5-mana legendary creature avatar, 3/3 flying, particle beam. When Cloud of Darkness enters, target creature an opponent controls gets neg X until end of turn, where X is the number of permanent cards in your graveyard. We are the Cloud of Darkness, bringer of wrath and destroyer of light. Final Fantasy III boss there. Huzzah! Summon Primal Garuda foil borderless, anime borderless. So yeah, this is again a 3/3 flying Saga Harpy that deals 4 damage, pumps and flies. We got a GF of Freet here. So this is the anime borderless foil version that we pulled earlier. Now we've got the anime. So discard, draw, add a red on a 3/2 Saga Demon. Whew! Daddy Liquid Death says, is Seymour's last name Butts? No, it's Dead. Here we go. 7th Heaven. Tifa knows all about that, right? So here we go. The bar from Final Fantasy VII. 7th Heaven. Nice full art planes you can get in every bundle you open. Then we got a foil Midgar City of Mako here. Pack number 8. Shaping up nicely. Midgar City of Mako. So again, it's Reactor Raid. Pay 3. You may sack an artifact or creature. If you do, draw 2. And then it's a tap land that taps for black. And it is a town. The new subtype. Alright, let's see here. We got Summon Kujata. This is a 6-mana 7/5 Saga Ox with Trample and Haste. This is an angry boy. Lightning. This creature deals 3 damage to each of up to 2 target creatures. Ice. Up to 3 target creatures can't block this turn. And Fire. Discard a card, draw 2. When you discard a card, this creature deals damage equal to its mana value to each opponent. Very powerful, and unlike most Saga creatures, this one has Trample and Haste. So you drop this guy on turn 6, you blast 2 creatures, smash him in the face. Next turn, 3 creatures can't block, smash him in the face. Last turn, discard, deal a bunch of damage to each opponent, sacrifice your Ox. Very good times indeed. If you happen to get a Rydia, you could pay X, tap, put this guy right back into play, and do it all over again, folks. It is ridiculous.
Your face is ridiculous.
So yeah, it's good stuff. Alrighty. So, next up for pack number 8, let's see what we got. Summon Leviathan. This is a cool one. We got some Hokusai waves going on down here. Shout out to Kota Nakutsuro. Wow. So Summon Leviathan, 6 mana. Pay Chapter 1. Return each creature that isn't a Kraken, Leviathan, Merfolk, Octopus, or Serpent to its owner's hand. Chapters 2 and 3, until end of turn, whenever a Kraken, Leviathan, Merfolk, Octopus, or Serpent attacks, draw a card. Not a combat damage trigger, simply just attacking is all you have to do. And then this is a 6/6 Saga Leviathan with Ward 2. This card does a ton of work in Limited. All right, we got quite the mystery here. I can't imagine what card we might have. Our next card is Cecil, Dark Knight. He's a 1-mana Death Touch 2/3. So pushed. So pushed. It's insane. Zarku says, summon Odin. Die next turn. Yeah, Odin auto-killing people is pretty insane. So 1-mana 2/3 Death Touch. Whenever it deals damage, you lose that much life. Then if your life total is less than or equal to half your starting total, untap transform. So of course, in Limited, you have to deal 10. If you're in Commander, you have to go to 20. And he flips into a Cecil, Redeemed Paladin. Legendary creature human knight with a lifelink. Protect. Whenever Cecil attacks, other attacking creatures gain indestructible until the end of turn. And he's now a 4/4 that was 1 black mana. So whenever Cecil attacks, other attacking creatures gain indestructible. So he doesn't protect himself, but you got a 4/4 lifelink for 1 black mana. What can you complain about here? Flavor text, this is my battle, one I must fight alone to atone for my wrongs. Front side flavor text, I suppose this is my fate as a Dark Knight. Soon I won't even feel remorse for my actions. Yeah, Cecil is a very powerful card. Definitely we'll see play in Standard. I'm sure there'll probably be like an Orzhov Voltron commander deck you'll see floating around, folks. We're almost to the end of Pack 8.
Out of how many packs?
12 packs and a collector booster. Pack number 12 is the Twitch giveaway. Whoa! Here we've got Arden Izunia. This is a Through the Ages Altar of Varagoth, Blood Sky Sire. So, of course, Varagoth is from Kaldheim. 3 mana 2/3, legendary creature demon rogue with Death Touch. Whenever you battle, you can boast. Pay 2. Target player searches their library for a card, shuffles it, and puts it on top. So, yeah, it's a very powerful effect, obviously. And here we go. We got a foil Through the Ages Varagoth. That is a really good one. All right, last but not least, pack number 8. Oh my gosh, we got a foil Borderless Noctis.
Oh, can I have it?
Nope, this card's like $100. Full Borderless Noctis, Prince of Lucas. 4 mana, 4/3, legendary creature, human noble, lifelink. You may cast artifact spells from your graveyard by paying 3 life in addition to paying their other costs. If you cast a spell this way, it enters in the finality counter. Of course, this guy famously goes infinite with Aetherflux Reservoir and any kind of like Mox Diamond type shenanigans. Ooh-wee. So, Clip Clap says, my first Final Fantasy rare was Cecil. Fire Extreme says, it's my personal favorite from the bonus sheet. So, since we're all sitting here, let's go ahead and pull up what this card is. Foil Full Art Noctis. So we're looking at, apparently it's a $5 card. Just kidding, everybody. Lol. All right.
It's a $5 card?
Back to our polls. Yes, indeed. I was mistaken. I was thinking of the search foil. JK, everybody. Okay, so then we got a foil bird from pack number 8. And look at this. Our first hero from Final Fantasy XIV. Pew, 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 pew. Let's see. Fire Extreme says they are tanking hard. Yes, indeed. Well, of course. I mean, it's definitely a situation where boxes are so overinflated. Obviously, we've been cracking collector booster boxes. We've been cracking play boosters like crazy. The sealed product is super, super hard to get for certain areas, and it's just a situation where pre-release weekend prices will be tanking, folks. That's why we're cracking everything right meow. Alrighty. Pack 9. One shot, one opportunity. Don't let it slip. First up, we have a very blurry Dreams of Laguna. So this is a 2-mana instant. Surveil 1, draw a card, flashback for 4. So this is a very fun card in Limited. It has a pay 4 mana non-creature spell theme. So of course when you flash this back, you're going to get the value. Also, there are a few cards with a Surveil or Scry payoff. So this card checks a lot of boxes for Limited, is it? Next up, we have Gigantoad. 4 mana, 4/4 frog. As long as you control 7 or more lands, this creature gets +2. +2. Whoa. And then, here we've got, it's a Final Fantasy 15 card, by the way. We've been rattling off whatever Final Fantasies all these are from. Sarku says, yo. Cornered by black mages. Look at all those black mages. 3 mana, sorcery. Target opponent sacrifices a creature of their choice. Create a 0/1 black wizard. Whenever you cast a non-creature, deal 1 damage to each opponent. This is a Final Fantasy 9 art. Prompto Argentum. Hey, look at that. He's taking a selfie while people are getting beat up. A 2/2 for 2 legendary creature human scout with haste. Selfie shot. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, if at least 4 mana was spent to cast it, create a treasure. Lookout World. Here we come. Final Fantasy 15. Sazhs Chocobo, 1 green, creature bird, landfall. Whenever a land you control enters, put a 1/1 counter on this creature. It's a baby Chocobo.
It's a baby.
Well, 1 mana 0/1.
It's so little.
Fire Extreme says classic Prompto. Yes, indeed. So, yeah, this is a cute one. Reference to Final Fantasy VIII. Oh, summon Alexander. So we know that the flip side of this is a Crystal Fragment. So Crystal Fragment is a 1 mana artifact equipment with equipped creature gets +1/+1 for 1 equip. It's got pay 7. Exile this equipment. Return to the battlefield transformed. It transforms into Summon Alexander, which is a 4/3 flying saga construct. Interestingly enough, it's an enchantment creature saga construct, so it is not an artifact, even though it's a construct. Turn 1, prevent all damage that would be dealt to creatures you control this turn. Turn 2, prevent all damage that would be dealt to creatures you control this turn. Turn 3, tap all creatures your opponents control. Whew! Alpha Strike City, everybody. That is Crystal Fragments. A fun little uncommon we got to play in our blue-white equipment deck. Next up, Gladiolus Amicitia. 6 mana, 6/6 from Final Fantasy 15 here. Let's see if we can get everything in focus here. Our webcam is a blurry little boy.
Can I borrow that Noctis for a picture real fast?
No. Okay.
Oh, I'm not gonna take it.
Nope. Get wrecked. I can't trust you, Sticky Fingers. We know your secrets. We know your secrets, woman. You're gonna steal them all.
Yes.
So Gladiolus is a 6 mana, 6/6 legendary creature, human warrior. When it enters, search your library for a land card, put it on the battlefield, tap, shuffle, landfall. Target creature you control gets +2/+2 and trample. Fire Extreme says enchantment artifact creature would have been great if they committed to it. Yes. Enchantment artifact creature saga construct would have been hilarious. I agree. Next up, we have a foil Ragnarok, which means we have a foil Vanille. So here's Vanille again with the borderless foil. 4 mana, 3/2, enters, mill 2, return a permanent to your hand. Beginning of your first main phase, if you own Vanille and Fang, pay 5 flip. So check out the foil anime art Ragnarok in its glory all over again. Boom. Fire Extreme says you just have to liquid metal coat it. Indeed. We've got a full art mountain from Final Fantasy 1. Check it out. Spooky. The Mines of Moria. Silent Babam says, have Fang need Vanille. Good news. We've opened like 3 Vanilles today. We do have massive piles of Final Fantasy up for trade right now. Just shoot us a DM of your list. All right, pack 9, Zodiarch Umbral God. Black, mana cost, legendary creature God, 5/5 indestructible. When it enters, each player sacrifices half the non-god creatures they control of their choice to run it down. Whenever a player sacrifices another creature, put a counter on Zodiarch. And it is from Final Fantasy 14. It is very get some Yu-Gi-Oh vibes from this guy.
Yeah, like Zork the whatever.
Like Mork and Mindy.
No, Zork the like Dark Lord.
All right, pack 9 is giving us a soldier military program. 3 mana enchantment, beginning of combat, choose one. If you control your commander, choose both. Create a soldier. Put a 1/1 counter on each of up to 2 soldiers you control. I'm not really sure about this one. There's a million cards that are super pushed. This one seems the least pushed. Literally, there's a card that doubles your tokens every end step of a creature type. So, I don't know. Maybe I'm missing something. Time will tell, I guess. Okay, next up. Jumbo Cactuar. Look at him in all his glory. He's a 6 mana, 1/7 creature plant. 10,000 needles. Whenever this creature attacks, it gets plus 9,999 plus 0 until the end of turn. It's our first Jumbo Cactuar on stream. Yay! Who wants to get smashed for 10,000? Me. Alright, pack 9. What have we got? Tidus, Yuna's Guardian. He's Bant. He's a 3/3. Beginning of combat on your turn, you may move a counter from target creature you control onto a second target creature you control. Obviously, this ability is not very powerful until you remember every Saga creature has lore counters, and you can just peel them off and run them back through their chapters over and over again. And then we have Cheer. Whenever one or more creatures you control with counters on them deal combat damage to a player, you may draw a card and proliferate. Do this only once each turn. So yeah, very powerful effect. He's the Plan B commander of the Final Fantasy X deck. Pack 9. What have we got? A foil Yawgmoth Thran Physician. Foil through the ages Yawgmoth, the Emperor Hell Tyrant. A 4 mana 2/4 legendary creature human cleric. Protection from humans. Pay 1 life, sack a guy, put a counter on 1 creature and draw a card. Pay 2, discard a card, proliferate. Yes, this Yawgmoth, crazy combo wombo Yawgmoth, is one of many through the ages. Last for pack 9, Odin, the man himself we were just talking about a few minutes ago. Summon Primal Odin, 6 mana 5/3 Saga Knight. Gungir, destroy target creature and opponent controls. Zentutskin, this creature gains whenever it deals combat damage to a player, that player loses the game. And then last but not least, Hall of Sorrow. Draw 2 cards, each player loses 2 life. Yep, Odin does the Lord's work, and this is the anime art Odin. Whew. Get him. Sick him, Odin. Sick him. Then we have a copy here from Final Fantasy IV. We've got a copy and a hero. Nice. All right, pack 10. We're almost to the next giveaway.
Let's see. Daddy Liquid Death says, I am looking for a Sephiroth Fabled Soldier and a foil Squall Seed Mercenary.
Ooh. All right.
I feel like those are
stuff here.
Things and stuff.
Well, I know we've had a few Sephiroth so far. We've traded a lot. We've wheeled and dealed. We may have another Sephiroth, though. And then a foil Squall. I think we have one. I know in our giveaway we have a Squall through the ages, but I think we have a foil Squall. So yeah, let's get through pack 10, folks. Black Mage's Rod foil. Nice. A 2 mana job select equipment, enters with a 1/1 hero attached. +1/+0 whenever you cast a non-creature, deal 1 damage. Retrieve the Esper. 4 mana sorcery. Create a 3/3 blue robot warrior. If the spell was cast from the graveyard, put 2 counters on that token. It's good stuff. Great and limited. It's a common. It's super easy to build around. It gets your spend 4 or more mana. Helps with a lot of the sub-themes, like the Artifact Matters theme. Silent Babam says, did you end up pulling that Vincent Valentine? We have actually pulled a Vincent Valentine.
Yeah.
Ellie pulled at the pre-release.
Yep.
She got Vincent Valentine in her pre-release pull and played Black-White.
I did.
Alrighty, so here we have Final Fantasy XII. Robin Ostre, Royal City. It's the Boros town. Ooh. Then we have Fire Magic. Haha, Vivi, burninating the countryside. Fire Magic, 1 mana instant. Tiered, choose 1 additional cost. Fire, 0. Deal 1 damage to each creature. Fyra, 2. Fire Magic deals 2 damage to each creature. Fyraga, 5. Fire Magic deals 3 damage to each creature. So yeah, great little instant speed board wipe. Modular value. It's great. Snow Villiers, 3 mana, X3, legendary creature, human rebel monk. So yeah, its power is equal to the number of creatures you control. And yeah, it's from Final Fantasy VIII. All I can do is go forward, keep fighting and surviving until I find the answers I need. So yeah, you got a Vigilance X3 for 3 mana. Cray. Our next uncommon, another foil Shantoto, Tactician Magician.
Look at the
More
bigger-
casting non-creature spells and pumping power. Drawing cards. Doing the Lord's work. Good stuff. Another duplicate. Anime Chocomog. Hell yeah. Stampede. Other creatures you control get +1/+0. And it's a 3/3 for 3. Work Kupo. Then we've got an anime version of Crystal Fragments with an anime Summon Alexander. So yeah, it's the pay 7 exile and return. And here's that anime art Alexander foil. Prevent all damage to your creatures. Prevent all damage to your creatures. Tap all creatures your opponents control. And it's a 4/3 flying Saga Construct. Yeah, that card did a lot of work in pre-release. Then we have a Final Fantasy XI Forest. Tranquil little forest here. Remember, a bundle comes with 16 full art basics, one for every set. Whoa, foil Ultima. Ultima Origin of Oblivion from Final Fantasy 16. So this is a 5-mana legendary creature, God. 4/4 flying. When it attacks, put a blight counter on target land. For as long as that land has a blight counter on it, it loses all land types and abilities and has tap add a generic mana. Whenever you tap a land for generic, add an additional colorless. So yep, very common. Lots of commander potential here. Turning lands into Garbo. Look at the spooky Ultima.
I see this.
Murder. Kind of like Prometheus. Alright. Next up, Hermes, Overseer of Elpis, 4-mana 2/4 Elder Wizard. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, create a 1/1 blue bird with flying and vigilance. Whenever you attack with one or more birds, scry 2. Great for the blue-green bird deck. Final Fantasy XIV reference. We've got Jenova, Ancient Calamity, Mommy Issues, inbound. So yeah, she's a 4-mana 1/5 legendary creature, Alien. At the beginning of combat on your turn, put a number of 1/1 counters equal to her power on another creature. That creature becomes a mutant in addition to its other types. Whenever a mutant you control dies on your turn, draw cards equal to its power. Crazy. You just pump your guys up in draft, and you send them all in, attacking all out, and you draw a million cards, and you win. Jenova. Super crazy. Obviously, Final Fantasy VII. Well, this is the DFC of Hades, which means we've got Emmett Selk Unsundered. So Emmett is a 3-mana 2/4 Elder Wizard. Vigilance. When it enters or attacks, draw a card, discard a card at the beginning of your upkeep. If there are 14 or more cards in your graveyard, you may transform Emmett. And then Emmett transforms into Hades, Sorcerer of Eld. It's a legendary creature avatar with Vigilance, Echo of the Lost. During your turn, you may play cards from your graveyard. I know a couple cards that do that. If a card or token will be put into your graveyard from anywhere, exile instead. This is like a Yawgmoth's. So it's a Vigilance 6/6, Yawgmoth's bargain, basically. Yeah, very powerful. We just print reserve list cards, and we put them on the back of really pushed standard cards. Very powerful effect. All the Emmett boys, all the fans of Final Fantasy XIV, pick it up while you can. Alrighty, next up we've got a Lauren of the Third Path Through the Ages. Garnet Till Alexandros the 17th. 3-mana 2/1. So yep, this is a Final Fantasy IX Through the Ages. Lauren of the Third Path. Legendary creature, Human Artificer. Vigilance, ETB, destroy an artifact or enchantment. Tap, you and target opponent each draw a card. This is a really good one. It's not terribly expensive, but very cute nonetheless.
I love it.
Yep. Alright. Let's see here. That almost fell off the table. Huzzah. Okay. And then last but not least, a Venat anime art foil borderless. So here's Venat, Heart of Hydaelyn, which I called Lashart earlier. And she's back. She still draws you cards with legendary. She still pays 7 to exile permanents. And Hydaelyn, the Mother Crystal, and its foil anime art goodness. Weep before the god. Alright, that is pack 9. Bird Wizard. Nice. Alrighty. I'm sorry, guys. That was pack 10. I don't know why I was calling it pack 9. Pack 11 here, and then, of course, the giveaway pack. Pack 12. Let's go. Almost there. Clip Clap says, I want that. Final Fantasy 9. Yeah. Oh, hell yeah, brother. Alright, let's get this pack open. Huzzah. Give me your secrets, Collector Booster. Alright, so pack 11 out of 12. We're one pack away from the giveaway. One pack away from the next giveaway, since we already did the Facebook. Scorpion Sentinel, 1-4 for 2. As long as you control 7 or more lands, +3/+0. Very nice. Sabo Tender, 2 mana, 2/1 plant, landfall, deal 1 damage to each opponent. Magitech Infantry, 1 mana, 1/1, +1/+0 if you control another artifact, pay 3. Search your library for a card named Magitech Infantry, and you may put it on the battlefield. Tapped, and then shuffle. Very nice. Final Fantasy 15. Shambling Sealith. It's a 3 mana, 3/3 mutant horror that enters the battlefield tapped. Oh my god. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, you may pay 1 black. If you do, return this card from your graveyard to your hand. Very spicy discard engine. Tifa's Limit Break. 1 mana instant. Tiered. Somersault. Pays 0 additional cost. Target creature gets +2/+2. Meteor Strikes. Pay 2. Double target creature's power and toughness until the end of turn. Final Heaven. Pay 7. Triple target creature's power and toughness until the end of turn. Very fun. Very fun combat trick with Tifa's Limit Break. Poo-Poo UFO Foil. Poo-Poo UFO is a 2 mana 0/4 construct alien. Flying. Tap. Put a land from your hand on the battlefield. Pay 3. Until end of turn, this creature's base power becomes equal to the number of towns you control. Flavor text, thank you. Final Fantasy VIII. Next up, we have Ignis Scientia. 3 mana 2/2 Human Advisor. When he enters, look at the top 6. Put a land into play, tap. Put the rest on bottom. I've come up with a new recipe. Pay 3, tap. Exile a creature card from a graveyard. Exile a card from a graveyard. If it was a creature, you get a food. Yummy, yummy. So yeah, we got blue-green food. Shout out to Final Fantasy 15. And then we have a Surge Foil Vanille. This is our 3rd Vanille and our 5th Surge Foil. Woo! Look at that. And that means we have a Surge Foil Ragnarok. Pow, pow, pow. Surge Foil. So yeah, we got a Surge Foil Vanille. That'll go up here with the other Surges. Yay, Surges. Alright. Next up, we have a Full Art Forest. That was really weird. That's our first Surge Foil that we got on the uncommon side of the pack before we even got to the rares. Now we've got a foil Jumbo Cactuar in his mustached glory. 7 mana 1/7, 10,000 needles. Whenever this creature attacks, it gets plus 9,999 power, plus 0 toughness until the end of turn. Some Cactuars live long lives and grow huge. This Jumbo Cactuar is one of them. Final Fantasy VIII.
I love him. He's cute.
He is such a cute cactus. Borderless Tifa Lockhart
Holy
with the
crap.
heavies. 2 mana 1/2 legendary creature human monk with trample. Landfall. Whenever a land you control enters, double Tifa Lockhart's power until the end of turn. I'm pretty good at taking care of myself, you know. Final Fantasy VII, obviously. We've got a Cryal Baldesian. 2 mana 2/1 lifelink. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, you may return a creature card mana value equal to that spell's mana value from your graveyard to your hand. Do this once a turn. So Final Fantasy XIV reference there. So basically, you cast a bunch of non-creatures, you return a creature card that costs less, that costs equal to your hand. Shenanigans. And a 2/1 lifelink. Next up, we've got an anime art Xenos here. Whoa.
Oh, heck.
Sexy, sexy. Anime art Xenos. Still a Massacre Worm. Still flips when the chosen creature dies. And look at that Shinryu Transcendent Rival. It's an 8/8 flying dragon that straight up murders people. Okay, next up we've got another Danitha. Whoa. Our second Through the Ages Squall Leonhardt. Damn. This one we get to keep because the other one's part of the giveaway. And then last but not least for pack 11 is a foil anime art Cecil. Whoa, look at that. Shout out to Mise Ito. Mise Ito, anime art, Cecil. Damn. And we got a foil Chocobo, Boib, and a foil hero from Final Fantasy XIV. Okay. The last pack, everybody. You've been patient. You've earned it. Twitch giveaway time.
Let's go.
Twitch giveaway time is here. Prepare yourself. Alrighty, let's go chat.
Silent Babam says, woo.
Alrighty, here we go. One pack to rule them all. One pack to find them. One pack to serial Chocobo. And in the darkness, bankroll them. Alright. Okay, last pack of the collector booster. Come on, Chocobo luck. Alright, pack 12. Let's go through the giveaway for Twitch. Vane's Treachery. 2 mana instant kicker, second artifact or creature. Target creature gets -2, -2 if it was kicked, -6, -6. Adventurer's Airship. 3 mana, 3/2 flying vehicle. When it attacks, draw a card, discard a card. Crew 2. Undercity Dire Rat. 2 mana, 2/2. When it dies, create a treasure token. Ambrosia Whiteheart non-anime art. This is the regular Ambrosia Whiteheart. 2 mana, 2/2 flash. Bounce a guy. Landfall +1/+0 until the end of turn. Chromus says dope. We are in the middle of our giveaway. Clipclop says new Smuggler's Copter. Probably not the same level, but we'll see. Chocobo. Chocobo. Black Waltz number 3. This is a 4 mana 2/2 legendary creature wizard. Flying, death touch. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, Black Waltz number 3 deals 2 damage to each opponent. You fool! Do I look like some lovely Black Mage soldier? Yeah, it's Final Fantasy IX reference. Whoa, the Lord Master of Hell. I guess we've got the Emperor of Palamecia here. So we got a foil Emperor of Palamecia, legendary creature, human noble wizard, 2/2 for 2. Tap, add an Izzet mana, spend it only to cast non-creatures. When you cast a non-creature spell, if at least 4 was spent, put a counter on the Emperor. If the Emperor has 3 or more counters on it, transform. Emperor transforms into the Lord Master of Hell. Look at the evil Lord Master of Hell. My God. So it's a 3/3 legendary creature, demon noble wizard. Starfall. Whenever it attacks, it deals X damage to each opponent, where X is the number of non-creature, non-land cards in your graveyard. Whew. Is it vehicles? Let's go. Is it vehicles? Let's go. Nick says, last pack magic. Let's go. Next up, we have a Borderless Barret. This is our first Barret of the night. We got a Borderless Barret. 4 mana, 4/4. Legendary creature, human rebel. Reach. Whenever he attacks, it deals damage equal to the number of equipped creatures you control to defending player. Blastin'. Next up, we've got Anime Borderless Foil Omega Heartless Evolution. 7 mana, 8/8 robot. And then we've got Wave Cannon. When Omega enters, each opponent tap 1 non-land permanent they control. Put X stun counters on each of those permanents and you gain X life, where X is the number of non-basic lands you control. Ooh-wee! Omega. Stunning a bunch of stuff. Very strong. Okay, next up in our giveaway. Oh, we got the boys trip. We got the Final Fantasy 15 planes with Noctis and the boys going for a joyride.
That's amazing.
Hell yeah, look at that. There they are. The Regalia. Check it out.
I love it. It's
very
so
nice.
Good.
So good indeed. All right, here we go. We got all the rares in the giveaway pack. Come on, Twitch giveaway. Remember, you gotta post in the Twitch chat every 15 minutes if you want to be in the giveaway.
Just throw names. Throw names.
Yes, throw names. Let's make sure Nightbot is awake. Wakey, wakey, Nightbody. Active chatters. Are you there? All right. Nightbot is still there. He's still paying attention. Okay. Everything is still going. All right. Just making sure.
All right.
All
Vivi.
right.
All right. Yes. Names.
Okay.
Names. Thank you. Keep
Vivi,
going.
Cloud. Yeah. All right. So here we go. Rares from the giveaway pack. Let's go. Ooh, the Wind Crystal. So this is a 4 mana legendary artifact. All your white spells cost 1 less. If you would gain life, you gain twice that life instead. Pay 6. Creatures you control gain flying and lifelink until the end of turn. Totally insane in the membrane. Very powerful card. Foil Wind Crystal in the giveaway. Next up, Ishgard, the Holy Sea. This is a Final Fantasy XIV reference.
And it's
got
gorgeous.
Faith and Grief. 5-mana sorcery adventure. Return up to 2 target artifact and/or enchantment cards from your graveyard to your hand. And then it is a town that enters battlefield tapped with add a white. Nice. Samba Bomb says, Sid, you know the one. Yeah, there's 16 Sids from 16 sets. And then there's another Sid. Here we've got a Heli Trooper. It's a 2-mana 1/2 human soldier with flying. And whenever this creature attacks, another target attacking creature gains flying. Equip abilities you activate to target this creature cost 2 less to activate. I believe this comes in the Cloud Precon too. Alright, giveaway pack for Twitch. What have we got? Balthier and Fran anime art. I believe this, or no, this might be the regular art. Balthier and Fran regular art maybe? And so it's a 3-mana 4/3 human rabbit with reach. Vehicles you control get +1/+1 vigilance and reach. Whenever a vehicle crewed by them battles, if it's your first combat, pay 3. After this phase, there's an additional combat phase. Ooh la la.
It just keeps being...
Alright, giveaway pack. What have we got? Brainstorm Through the Ages. Endwalker. So this is 1 blue instant. Draw 3, put 2 back. This is a Final Fantasy XIV reference here. This is an uncommon Through the Ages as a part of our giveaway. And then last but not least, we have a Borderless Clive. Ifrit's Dominant for all you Final Fantasy 16 fiends out there. So yeah, he's a 6-mana 5/5 legendary creature human noble warrior. When he enters, you may discard your hand and draw cards equal to your devotion to red. Whew, that's a lot of cards. Pay 6, exile Clive, return to the battlefield transformed, sorcery speed. And he transforms into Ifrit, Warden of Inferno. That is a legendary enchantment creature, Saga Demon 9/9. Lunge. Ifrit fights up to 1 other target creature. And then 2 and 3 is Brimstone. Add red, 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 red. If Ifrit has 3 or more lore counters on it, exile it and return it to the battlefield face up. So all these dominants just keep flipping. So basically, at ETBs, you discard your hand and draw 1,000,000 cards. You flip it and you fight and you get a bunch of mana. And then 2 turns later, it comes right back over. You discard it and draw 1,000,000 cards. So yeah, it's a very powerful combo, especially if you get haste. Super strong. And then last in our giveaway pack here, we've got a wizard from Final Fantasy IX. Very nice. Got a foil wizard art with a hero. Okay. So, who is ready for the Twitch giveaway, folks? Fun times indeed. We got our Clive, we've got a Brainstorm, we've got Balthier and Fran, we got a Heli Trooper, Ishgard, Wind Crystal, we got Omega, we got all kinds of stuff here. My goodness. All right, folks, so remember, you have got to have talked in chat in the last couple minutes to win. So we're going to pull up Nightbot here. Let's go ahead and kill this. Boom. Boom. Nightbot, where are you at? Hey, there he is. So, here we go. We are looking at Nightbot here. All right. Here is Nightbot. Boom. If you don't see your name here, you've got to talk into chat. So we're going to go ahead and talk into chat. You must chat now to win. Huzzah! Alrighty, so we're going to give everybody 60 seconds for the giveaway. From right now, we're going to give you 1 minute to type in a chat, just in case you're AFK, just in case you're not paying attention. We're going to give you 1 minute, folks. We're going to pull the trigger in 60 seconds, so make sure you're there. Alrighty, folks, here we are. We have given everybody 60 seconds to type into chat. This is your last chance. I would really like to get one of these cameras to work before we announce our winner. For the love of God. Let's see. Let's see what I'm missing here. I think I figured it out. Let me just turn off every camera in every scene, period. Okay. Delete this. Gone. Alright. No cameras there. Delete this. Gone. No cameras there. Alright. This is the only camera device in all of OBS Studios. We're going to try and fire it up one last time before we announce our winner. Alright, can we do it? Alright, please work. Okay, maybe there's just no shot. Maximum effort. Is it hiding? Is it under everything else?
Yeah,
Nope, it's not. It's just, there's no camera here. It's literally nowhere. I don't know what to tell you. So let's see. Let's catch up on chat real quick. Cool cards through the stream. You can't make me chat. Thanks for opening a box for us. You're very welcome, Nick. Clip Clop says, let's go. I said, cues the Jeopardy music. Babam says, the Darkness of Eternity, Dark Ritual looks awesome too. Fire Extreme needs to play those who fight from Final Fantasy VII. Jeopardy music. Daddy Liquid Death. Do you think Squall, Seed Mercenary will be good in CDH? I think it definitely has a shot. Fire Extreme, anything's viable when you work around it. Daddy Liquid Death, pour water on it, that may get it to work. Yeah, that seems unlikely. So everybody can see the giveaways. If your name is not in the giveaway, you cannot win. So I'm going to go ahead and type it here. Last chance to win. Boom. Last chance to win. We currently have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 people on our, we have 8 people on our giveaway list. We have over a dozen people watching. So if you are AFK, I apologize terribly, but you have blown yourself out by being AFK. That is the nature of our monthly giveaways. That is the way the cookie crumbles, folks. So for the love of God, can we get the webcam to work? Nope, doesn't seem like we're gonna. Fascinating. Fascinating. Is there any shot? Please, webcam. I am summoning you. The old unplug, plug it back in. Holy crap, we did it, everybody. Smile for the camera, baby girl. Yay, Ellie's here. Okay,
Yay.
We did it, everybody. So if you don't see your name in the bottom left-hand corner, you're not winning anything. So make sure your name's there. All right. All right, we're just going to do a countdown from the top. We're going to do a countdown for 10. 10 for the 10 people that we've got watching, even though there's more than that. It doesn't even need to make sense. All right, we're just going to post it in the chat right now. We're going to do a countdown for 10. 9. 8. 7. 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. 1. Maximum effort. I side with bad guys. Caw. Congratulations, I side with bad guys. Followed 4 hours ago. Already won a collector booster of Final Fantasy. You did it. Look at that. We're going to put all the stuff you won right in your face.
and gentlemen,
All
the
right.
bad guys win, literally.
Yeah. Boom. All right. We're going to move this here. We're going to move this here.
Home
Huzzah,
Skittles,
look at
this
that.
is amazing.
All right. Let's run through the pack. We've got Clive. We've got Omega. We've got the Plains. We've got your favorite rabbit, Rule 34. We've got Wind Crystal, Brainstorm, Barrett. We've got the Emperor of Palamisi, aka the Master of Hell.
Jealous.
Black Waltz, Ambrosia, Rats. We've got Rats, we've got Airships, and we've got Heroes. Oh my gosh, we did it. Yay.
You did the dang thing, is what you did.
Oh yeah, we have a heli trooper in this land too that somehow got mixed up in the order of the cards. Woo! Okay, so that is it for our giveaway. So we have knocked out the Facebook giveaway. We knocked out the Twitch giveaway. Congratulations.
Time to go night-night.
Yeah, you can go to sleep whenever the fuck you want. So yeah, congrats. Let's see. Daddy Liquid Death says, I mean, is there such a thing as a bad guy? Isn't evil really a perspective? I agree.
Yeah,
I 100% agree.
That's literally so true.
So yeah, let's talk about it here. We're gonna flip everything around real quick. Give us just a second here, and we're gonna look through some Final Fantasy nonsense. We're gonna talk about pre-release. We're gonna do the Lord's work here. Now that we have a working camera, this changes everything, people. Everything. We're gonna go full screen. We're gonna give you our beautiful faces here as I construct.
Your beautiful face.
As I construct the thingy.
The thingy, my love?
Yes, look at this. I'm bringing in the chat. I'm building it brick by brick, people.
Oh, dear.
All right, then we're going to bring in the other window capture. Holy shit, we're doing it live. All right, we are doing it live. Okay. Huzzah, huzzah. Okie dokie. Ta-da. Okay, so first thing we're going to do is go to Mythic Spoiler. We're going to talk about the set for a quick second. All right, so, yeah. Pre-release was a ton of fun, everybody. A ton of fun. Pre-release was almost too much fun.
Almost.
It was almost dangerous. It was almost too dangerous to talk about it. Some might say pre-release should have been top secret. So let's see here. We really just need this thing to go up like this. A little bit like that. A little bit like this. We trim a little here. Just a little off the top. Boom. We're a freaking genius. We're a very stable genius. All right, chat. Okay. So yeah, pre-release was great. Friday night we went 4-0. We played Green Red Landfall. Saturday night was great. We went 3-0. We played Blue White Equipment. Yeah, I mean, the set is a lot of fun. The 10 themes of the 2-color combinations are a lot of fun in the boxes. We'll actually just put this up on screen real quick so everybody can read through it. You can always go on the interwebs and see this, but blue-white artifacts, blue-black control, red-black black mage aggro, green-red landfall aggro. Why is it so blurry? Green, here we go. Green-white go wide. Then our next row here, we've got the enemy combo wombos. We've got artifacting creatures sacrifice. We got big non-creature spells, graveyard value, equipment aggro, and of course town ramp. So those are the 10 archetypes, and I think they did a really good job of balancing all them. There aren't any decks I saw that were just straight up unbeatable. Let's see. Pickett says, sounds like your pre-release games went well. I saw a bad guy said, love this pre-release. Yes, indeed. So, yeah, there's just a lot of great stuff going on there. Yeah, so let's see. We've killed all these empty tabs now. We've gotten rid of all that. Yeah. So, yeah, pre-release was a lot of fun. Obviously, the set is a ton of value. While we're sitting here looking at this, we might as well also look at TCG Player while we're at it. So yeah, we look at Final Fantasy. We're going to look at sealed prices. Obviously, hopefully your local game store is hooking you up with a deal. You know, if not, I'm sorry to hear that. Maybe you can find a not so local game store to hook you up with a deal, right? So yeah, we got $21,000 for a Display Master case. Let's get down to the real stuff here. We got $790 for a booster box. $450 for a collector booster of Japanese. We've got the gift bundles that are about like 2 weeks late apparently. $195 for a regular box, $95 for a regular bundle, $70 a collector pack. So that was a $70 giveaway and another $70 giveaway out of our collector box, everybody. That's how much we love our fans here. Then regular packs, $9 a pack before shipping. That is quite the anomaly for a standard set, for sure. I Saw a Bad Guy says, all my favorite people were there, and the set played really well. That's awesome. I'm happy to hear that. So then, yeah, there's this starter kit here that comes with the Cloud and the Sephiroth, a couple other cool rares in there, like Arden, I believe. So yeah, good stuff. Yeah, so that is the set sealed prices. If we sort by singles, there's not a lot of market for some of the cards yet, so don't freak out, okay? $1,600 for a green Chocobo, $1,300 for a pink Chocobo. Surge Foil Cloud is $295. Surge Foil Yuna is $156. Surge Foil Sephiroth is $268. Surge Foil Clive is $104. $100 for Surge Lightning. $99.99 for Surge Tifa. Surge Squall is $75. Surge Kefka is $95. Surge Aerith is $95. Then we've got just the regular borderless Sephiroth for $95. We've got the regular this is a Surge Noctis for $70. The regular old borderless Vivi is actually $92. And then the foil is $280. So yeah, it's $89 and $280 for the anime Vivi, which we do have this playmat. So shout out to Yoshiyuki Itahana for illustrating this hilariously funny Vivi. Yeah, so we've got the borderless Terra at 70. We've got the Surge Josh at 38. Surge Emmett at 68. Just the regular Vivi extended is 58. The regular old Sephiroth extended is $54. You can literally pull multiples of these in your play boosters, by the way. Sephiroth borderless is 72. That Cecil we pulled apparently is 28 non-foil. 34 foil. Nice. So we pulled a $35 foil. Very cool. Let's see. There's a Vincent for 36. The Anime Buster Sword is $77. Fortunately, we didn't get that one. The Search Foil Jill is $25. Let's see if we can find our Buster Sword here. We are streaming, so the bandwidth is a little strained, if you will. Let's go with this Buster Sword here. Foil Buster Sword is $35 hairs. So we got a $35 Buster Sword. Woohoo! Yeah. Lots and lots of good stuff in that collector booster. So yeah, that was a lot of fun. Yep. So that's just like a little quick price overview there for you guys. Yeah. So yeah, if you have any questions about the set or anything like that, feel free to drop them into the chat and we could talk about it. But yeah, in general, we're going to talk about the monthly giveaways, the box break, pre-release debrief. Yeah, I mean, it's a standard set and it feels really weird that you could pull through the ages that are like either hella expensive or very powerful. Like, you know, this Primeval Titan I got is insane because I had a town deck. So it's like, you know, the card's banned in Commander, so it's $10, right? But getting to get 2 towns out of your deck when it enters and attacks, really, really strong. Really, really strong. Kind of crazy. Yeah, so many legendaries is right, Pickens. This set is just chock full of legendaries. SpongeBob Joda came out before this set. It's already, you know, gone through the roof in price. A lot of the Legendary Matter stuff has gone up in price considerably because this set adds, you know, like another 100 legendaries to the, you know, meta for Commander and just standard legendaries. Very powerful cards. But yeah, we got an Ancient Copper Dragon and a Primeval Titan Friday night. And, I mean, both those cards are just win the game cards. You know, they're totally ridiculous. So here's the Primeval Titan we got. And then here is the Ancient Copper Dragon we got. Another insane card. And then it doesn't just stop there. Because both the times we got to play the dragon and actually connect with the dragon, we were already hellbent. We had no cards in our hand because, you know, it cost 6 mana. So, basically, I was making 1,000,000 treasures and I had no way to spend them. but I could sacrifice them to my gold saucer. So I did have the town gold saucer out, and I was sacking it, trying to draw cards. Excuse me. So yeah, that was a lot of fun. Dragon of Mount Gulg. Yeah, very strong. Yoshitaka Amano artist there.
Of course.
So yeah, this is a
Yoshitaka
Final
Amano.
Fantasy 1 reference. Yeah, so that was another bomb we got. We'll go ahead and pull up Rydia while we're at it. So Rydia is a 2-mana 1/2 landfall, discard a card, draw a card. Fantastic and limited. You're constantly going through your hand. Red, of course, has all these deal damage equal to permanents in your graveyard, deal damage equal to the number of non-creature, non-land in your graveyard. So I'm just filling up my graveyard. I got the guys that mill 4 and give me lands back. I'm dumping all this stuff in my graveyard. Then Rydia has Summon, pay X, tap, return a Saga mana value X, into play with a finality counter. Also totally insane. Getting a Fenrir, ramping with Fenrir. Chapter 2, I get to smash, and my creatures come in with plus encounters. Chapter 3, I draw a card if they have the highest or tied for highest power. Finally dies. They're like, okay, at least it's over. But wait, there's more. I pay 3 mana, tap Rydia, put it right back into play, ramp again, get to rummage again. Next turn, it puts counter on my creatures that come in, and then I get to draw a card again. It's just insane value. Same thing with Fat Chocobo. Rydia was bringing back Fat Chocobo. I was making the 2/2 Chocobos to get the landfall power buff. Plus, I was getting trample every turn. Very, very powerful synergies indeed. So this is our Fat Chocobo. So it drops on turn 5. Work. Create a 2/2 bird with landfall +1/+0. And then Kerplunk. Creatures you control gain trample. Creatures you control gain trample. Creatures you control gain trample. And it's a 4/4 for 5. So it's just a great blocker or attacker as well. After all those turns of value, getting this 4/4, it finally dies. Rydia brings it right back out into play for 5 mana with a finality counter. I think it's an insane value. It's pretty wild. I mean, that's just, my hot take at least. There's also the green legendary chick that lets you return a permanent card from your graveyard to your hand. So you can run through your saga, it finally dies. She puts a permanent back in your hand. Run through your saga, it finally dies. Bring it back a 3rd time with a finality counter. It's even crazier if you get to play Teamer, because there are multiple blue saga effects and bounces where with the last counter you can bring the saga back to your hand. Kind of insane to get the last chapter and then bounce it. And then the last chapter resolves since it's already on the stack. If you have an instant speed bounce in response, because it uses last known information and it has the full chapter counters on it. Lots of shenanigans. So yeah, I mean, that's just a look at it. What we can do here is go to Scryfall, and we can look at the set for Commander. And we can sort by EDH rec to see what people are already building. And we'll go rarity, rare. Okay, so we got reprints of Exotic Orchard of Guado Salam. We got a Chaos Warp of Vincent Valentine. We got a Solemn Simulacrum here, representing a Final Fantasy VI robot. We got all the sick lands, like a Wu-Tai Cinderglade, etc. We got some good stuff here. Then we got the Buy a Box promo. Yeah, can we talk about this for a second? The Buy a Box promo is a borderless foil Herald's Horn with the cutest little Moogle on it you've ever seen. So yeah, it's just a very powerful card. It's played in every tribal deck. It's been in a couple of the Secret Lair decks, and this set's Buy a Box promo is actually gas. It's just a really good one.
It's just a baby.
So you love to see it. So yeah, we got Juno Cannon here. Battlefield Forge. We got a Farewell where Tidus is saying goodbye. Stay with me until the end, please. All right, he's not perfect. Austere Command. We got Heideggers about to drop the plate. They're literally about to destroy all creatures mana value 3 or less, I guess. Yeah, we got some really good reprints here. We got a Hardened Scales with Tidus. When it starts, I won't be able to hold. I won't be myself anymore. I won't be able to hold myself back. Jacked. Yeah. So basically having to kill Braska ejects a summon, you know, spoilers. Sword of the Animist with Aerith, very nice. We've got Professional Facebreaker from 7, highlighting some Avalanche boys. Yeah, we got some really good reprints here. New Baleful Strix from Final Fantasy XIV. What else did we see that was pretty wild? The giant winged beast you have to fight, Forgotten Ancient here, is it's got Final Fantasy X. It's got an Auron quote: "Find your peace on the far plane, leave spirit of the living." Of course, Forgotten Ancient's an insane card even without a commander that's +1/+1 counter based. Spire of Industry showing off the Shinra headquarters. Walking Ballista, Final Fantasy X with a Walking Ballista. You basically got that Blitzball machine that's just throwing a million fiery Blitzballs at you. Let's see. We got Ruinous Ultimatum with Kefka. This one's pretty spicy. This little hamlet has too much boring and not enough burning. Torch everything. So yeah, we got a Ruinous Ultimatum with Kefka that's actually in the Terra deck. Because, of course, Final Fantasy VI. So let's see. What is the hotness out of the new stuff? Let's see. Just out of the stuff that is not a reprint. Also, Darksteel Plate. Let's talk about it. Darksteel Plate in the Cloud deck. Kind of insane. Because the cheapest one before that was like $15. And it's already started dropping. So, reprinting $10 to $15 cards in your commander deck. Great, you know? So let's see. What else is being played that's not a reprint? I know that there's a way to filter them out, but clearly I am not smart enough to know how to do that. This one's pretty good. Unfinished Business. 5 mana. Return target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield. Then return up to 2 auras and/or equipment cards from your graveyard to the battlefield attached to that creature. Whew! Very strong. Very strong. Let's see. What else have we got here? We've got the new Armory Automaton, which is a 3 mana 2/2. Whenever this creature enters or attacks, attach any number of equipment to it. The Summon Yojimbo, very strong card. Obviously a very strong summon from Final Fantasy X. ETB, exile target, artifact, enchantment, or tap creature and opponent controls. Forever, never comes back. Until your next turn, creatures can't attack you unless their controller pays 2 for each of them. That's turn 2 and turn 3. Turn 4, create X treasure tokens where X is the number of opponents who control a creature, power 4 or greater. And it's a 4 mana, 5/5 vigilance. So, yeah, just a very, very strong effect. Legions to Ashes. This is a 3 mana sorcery. Exile a non-land permanent and all tokens with the same name. As a person who plays the cards that you can have any number of in your deck, I hate to see this. Pretty rough against Slime Against Humanity. We'll just put it that way. What else is new here? Let's see. Tataru Taru is a 2 mana 0/3 Dwarf Advisor. She says when she enters, you may draw a card and target opponent may draw a card. Scion Secretary. Whenever an opponent draws a card, if that isn't that player's turn, you create a tap treasure token once a turn. Summon Ixion is a 3 mana 3/3 Saga Unicorn. Ixion, of course, is the lightning horse. It's got Arrow Spark. Exile target creature and opponent controls until the Saga leaves the battlefield. And then turn 2 and 3, you put a counter on 2 guys and you gain 2 life. And it's a 3/3 for a strike for 3. Very powerful effect. We've got Owaka the Traveling Merchant. He's a 2 mana 1/2. Remove a counter from a non-land permanent you control. Draw a card. Fantastic, obviously. We got the Good King Mog the 12th. He's a 5 mana 4/4 Flying Lifelink Saga Moogle. He enters, you create 2 1/2 Moogles with Lifelink. Turn 2, you get to cast a non-creature spell, create a token that's a copy of a non-saga. Turn 3, you do the same. Turn 4, you put 2 1/1 counters on each other Moogle you control. Let's see, we got the Magus Sisters. Very powerful effects in Final Fantasy X. They randomly would give you huge buffs like Haste and Mighty Guard and Reflect. Here, the Maga Sisters are 5/5 Saga Fairies with Haste for 5 mana. Choose one at random. Combine powers. Put 3 counters on target creature. Defense. Put a shield counter on a creature. You gain 3 life. Fight. This creature fights a target creature an opponent controls. Those are all very powerful effects, and you got a 5/5 haste for 5. That's legit. Let's see. Summon Valifor is seeing play on EDH Rec. 5 mana, 5/4 flying Saga Drake. When it enters, you get Sonic Wings. Each opponent chooses a creature with the greatest mana value among creatures they control. Return those creatures to their owner's hands. Then you've got 2, 3, and 4. Tap up the one target creature and put a stun counter on it. So this is a very powerful effect because you've got cards like Tidus that are constantly removing counters from a creature you control. It's super annoying. Yeah, it's really frustrating that they bounce everything with the highest mana value, come around to their turn, they tap a thing and put a stun counter on it, then Tidus goes to combat and pulls the counter off, and now you get Sonic Wings again. You bounce every creature an opponent controls with the highest mana value. I saw that looped 4 turns in a row. Very powerful effect. Now, my personal favorite of the new Commander decks is Sephiroth, Fallen Hero. So this is like your prequel Sephiroth before he was a bad guy. So this Sephiroth Fallen Hero is a 5 mana 7/5 human avatar soldier. Whenever Sephiroth attacks, you can put a cell counter on a creature. Until end of turn, each modified creature you control has base power and toughness 7/5. And then the Reunion, pay 3, sacrifice a modified creature, return this card to the battlefield tapped. Literally, who needs commander attacks, right? For only 3 mana, sacking a modified creature, you literally get him back at instant speed, tapped. Very powerful effect. So yeah, Sephiroth Fallen Hero, probably the first deck I'm going to be building from Final Fantasy, but there'll probably be a lot more. So let's see. Let's go back to set. Final Fantasy Commander is Commander. It will be our prompt. We're going to sort by EDH Rec again. Obviously, we're going to get reprints first. Okay, I guess we won't. I guess there weren't really any legendaries that got reprinted here. Interesting. So these are all the new guys. So yeah, let's just go through them for a second. So Y'shtola Knights Blessed. That is, of course, the Final Fantasy XIV Commander deck face Commander, guys. Y'shtola Knights Blessed, a 2/4 for 4 legendary creature cat warlock. Vigilance, beginning of each end step, if a player lost 4 or more life this turn, you draw a card. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell with mana value 3 or greater, Y'shtola deals 2 damage to each opponent and you gain 2 life. So yeah, that's a very powerful effect. Anytime your opponents are dealing damage to other opponents, you're going to draw cards. I mean, that makes sense. Taru, we talked about. ETB, you draw, they draw. Whenever they draw, it's not their turn, you get treasures. Owaka removes a counter from a non-land permanent, you draw a card. Insane value with a lot of these sagas. Yuna goes infinite with Hemen's Aura and Freed from the Real to make an infinitely big creature enter the battlefield. And then, of course, whenever any permanent dies with counters on it, not just your creatures, not just +1/+1 counters, you're going to make that many +1/+1 counters. Another very powerful effect. Sephiroth makes all your dudes into 7/5s if they're modified. Your 0/0 germs become base 7/5s. Your 1/1 heroes with job select become 7/5s base power toughness. Your 4 Mirrodin rebels become base 7/5s, plus whatever the equipment gives them. Celes Rune Knight is a 4 mana 4/4. She's the plan B out of the Terra deck. Whenever she enters, you discard any number of cards, then draw that many cards +1. Very strong. Whenever one or more other creatures you control enter, if one or more of them entered from a graveyard or is cast from a graveyard, put a 1/1 counter on each creature you control. This is a super strong commander for sure. We've got Tifa, Martial Artist. She's the plan B out of Cloud. 4 mana 4/4 melee. So whenever you attack, she gets +1/+1 for each opponent you're attacking. So if you attack all 3 opponents, she is 7 power. 7 is the magic number for the Naya deck because it's obviously Final Fantasy VII. Whenever one or more creatures you control power 7 or greater, deal combat damage to a player. Untap all creatures you control. If it's the first combat, there's an additional combat phase after this phase. This is per player. So if you have 3 power 7s hit 3 different players, you would get 3 additional combats. The only problem is it untaps everything on the first combat. So you would have to get Vigilance, or you're only going to get to use a second combat. So then we have Sid, Free Flyer Pilot. He is a 2 mana 2/2. Of course, this is the Final Fantasy VII rendition with the Bronco there in the background. Equipment and vehicle spells you cast cost 1 less. Jump. During your turn, Sid has flying. That's kind of the Dragoon thing. Pay 2 tap, return an equipment or vehicle from your graveyard to your hand. Very powerful effect. Yeah, then we have Tidus, aka Tidus, Yuna's Guardian. 3 mana 3/3, legendary creature, human warrior. At the beginning of combat on your turn, you may move a counter from a creature you control onto a second creature. Again, with Sazhs, this peels off a chapter, restarts whatever chapter is under that, and you get the actual chapter effect immediately here at the beginning of combat. And then Cheer, whenever one or more creatures you control with counters on them, deal combat damage to a player. You may draw a card and proliferate. Do this only once each turn. Very strong, but, basically, you can spark double your Tidus, make multiple copies of your Tidus, and get multiple copies of Cheer. Yeah. Hermes, the Oversight, we looked over Hermes, makes birds with Vigilance. When you attack with birds, you scry. So the Y'shtola Emmet. Okay, this is different from the one that we pulled earlier. The Y'shtola Emmet is spells you cast from your graveyard cost 2 less to cast. Whenever one or more opponents lose life, you may cast an instant or sorcery card from your graveyard. If that spell will be put in your graveyard, exile it instead. Do this only once each turn. So yeah, it just lets you cast stuff out of your graveyard for 2 less. And then whenever opponents lose life is when you get to cast stuff out of your graveyard. So a very powerful effect, and it's a wizard, so you can double triggers. You do Naban shenanigans. Fandaniel Telephoral Asian is a 5 mana 4/5 Elder Wizard. Whenever you cast an instant sorcery, you surveil 1, so you can just dump your graveyard or dump your library into your graveyard, just storming out. At the beginning of your end step, each opponent may sacrifice a non-token of their choice. Each opponent who doesn't loses 2 life for every instant and sorcery in your graveyard. So mono black Spellslinger, probably going to be super fun. Let's see. Bugenhagen Wise Elder is, of course, from Cosmo Canyon in the Cloud deck. 2 mana 1/3, reach, beginning of upkeep. If you control power 7 or greater, draw a card. Tap, add a mana of any color. Lulu puts stun counters on a creature when they attack you. Then, of course, we have Cloud, who's the face commander of Final Fantasy VII. This version of Cloud is a 5 mana 4/4 haste. When he enters, attach up to 1 target equipment you control to it. Whenever Cloud attacks, draw a card for each equipped attacking creature you control. Then, if Cloud has 7 power or greater, create 2 treasures. Mono Red Vincent, Vengeful Atoner. So this Vincent is a 3/3 for 3 assassin with menace. Whenever one or more creatures you control deal combat damage to a player, you put a counter on Vincent.
It has 9 o'clock on the face.
Chaos. When Vincent deals combat damage to an opponent, it deals that much damage to each other opponent if Vincent's power is 7 or greater. So, many of you know that the partners have Tidus, who's a little 1/1 lizard. Well, this is a 3/3 for 3 menace with assassin, or assassin with menace, who can do something similar. So yeah, that's an interesting design space. Next up, we have Lise Hext from Final Fantasy XIV. She is a 3 mana 2/2 human rebel monk. She has prowess, so you're casting non-creature spells. Non-creature spells you cast cost 1 less to cast. As long as you cast 2 or more non-creature spells this turn, she has double strike. So that's a fun little Voltron commander. Maybe even playing, the Silent Tempest from Khans of Tarkir. Maybe you want to mix it up. The Una deck also has Maester Seymour, the bad guy, one of the bad guys of Final Fantasy X. 3 mana 1/3, beginning of combat, put a counter on another creature you control, equal to its power, and then pay 5 Monstrosity X, where X is number of counters among all creatures you control. Riku, Resourceful Guardian. So, of course, she is a human artificer here. A little thieving thief. She's a 3 mana 2/3. Whenever you put one or more counters on a creature, until end of turn, that creature can't be blocked by creatures your opponents control. So all your Sazhs, while she's on the battlefield, are unblockable. Because every main phase, every first main phase, you're putting a counter on your Sazhs. And Riku's like, oh, hey, they're putting counters on your stuff, they're unblockable. Oh, and then her other ability is Steal. Pay 1 tap, move a counter from a creature an opponent controls onto a creature you control, sorcery speed. So in addition to making all your Sazhs unblockable, she also peels counters off your opponents, and you could put them on your other creatures to make them unblockable too. Kind of insane. And that's mono blue. So it's mono blue counters matters, mono blue counter theft. Pa Palimo To Tolimo is a 2 mana 1/2 dwarf wizard. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, it deals 1 damage to each opponent and you gain a life. Pay 4 tap sack. Each opponent who lost life this turn sacrifices the creature with the greatest power among creatures they control. So a very powerful Fleshbag Marauder. This would be a fun commander. You just play a bunch of fake your own deaths, and yeah, it's a lot of fun. Red 13 Proud Warrior. So this is a 3 mana 3/3 Vigilance Trample. Other modified creatures you control have Vigilance and Trample. Love to hear it. Cosmo Memory. Whenever Red 13 attacks, return target aura or equipment card from your graveyard to your hand. This is a great effect. Then we have the Kefka that comes in the precon. Kefka Dancing Mad. The 7 mana 6/6 human wizard. During your turn, Kefka has Indestructible. At the beginning of your end step, exile a card at random from each opponent's graveyard. You may cast any number of these spells without paying their mana costs. Then each player who owns a spell you cast this way loses life equal to its mana cost. Really strong. Random graveyard casts lose life. Sounds like a lot of fun to me. Then we've got another one from Final Fantasy XIV. Alasei is a 3 mana 3/2 elf wizard. And she has partner with Alphanod. First strike, the second spell you cast each turn costs 2 less. So that's a cool one. The Terra, which is the face commander, she mills, gets flying, and she reanimates. Fun times. Grahatia, Scion Reborn, is the Plan B commander from Ishtola. 3 mana 2/3 cat wizard with lifelink.
Bless you.
Throw wide the gates. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, you may pay X life, where X is that spell's mana value. If you do, create a 1/1 colorless hero and put X counters on it. So that's X mana value. Do this only once each turn. So this deck would be all about playing spells that have cost reduction. Okay? Non-creature spells with cost reduction. So, if you have for example, a Dig Through Time. Dig Through Time costs like 7 mana. You play it for only 2 mana and you pay 7 life. You get a hero with 7 +1/+1 counters on it. Seems good. And of course, this is once a turn, but there are cards like Dig Through Time that are instants that cost a lot less. So you could pay a lot of life into Grahatia, Scion Reborn. And presumably, with it being a 2/3 lifelink, you'll have a couple ways to gain that life back. Waka, Devoted Guardian, is a 4 mana 4/4 reach trample. Whenever it deals combat damage to a player, destroy up to 1 target artifact that player controls and put a counter on Waka. Blitzball Captain. At the beginning of your end step, if a counter is put on Waka, you put a counter on each other creature you control. So not only does he Voltron up and destroy artifacts, he also goes wide, which is nice. The Warring Triad is this colorless here. Let's see if we can kind of tighten this up a little bit. And boom. Boom. We'll make this even bigger for you guys. Okay. No. Okay. So Warring Triad is a 3-mana 5/5 god with trample, haste, and flying. As long as there are fewer than 8 cards in your graveyard, it isn't a creature. Tap, mill a card. Target player adds 1 mana of any color. So yeah, it's a 5/5 flying trample haste that you just got to mill yourself in a colorless deck. Super sick. But then it's got tap, mill a card. Target player adds a mana of any color. Also a powerful effect. We already saw Seymour's Butler, which gives your non-tokens a +1/+1 counter. Very nice. Then we have Go-Go. So we have 2 Go-Go's, which are from Final Fantasy VI. There's a blue and a red. So the Go-Go Mysterious Mine. This is one of my favorite cards. I got it out in the Terra deck. It was a lot of fun. Beginning a combat on your turn, you may have Go-Go become a copy of another creature you control, except its name is Go-Go. If you do, Go-Go and that creature each get +2/+0 and each get haste. And they attack if able. Hilarious. Clone, +2/+0, haste, battling. Good stuff. Good stuff indeed. So let's see what else we've got here. We've got Auron, Venerated Guardian. Of course, this is like your mentor when you're playing Final Fantasy X. He's a 4-mana 2/5 Human Spirit Samurai. He's got Vigilance and Shooting Star. Whenever Auron attacks, you put a counter on it. When you do, exile a creature power less than his power until he leaves the battlefield. So on the attack trigger, you're just stacking up Oblivion Rings or Fiend Hunter triggers. Pretty sweet. Sin Unending Cataclysm. So this is the alternate art. You want to go do something?
Yeah.
Okay, go do it. So we have Sin Unending Cataclysm. This is a 7-mana 5/5. Obviously, this is, Jekt, your dad. He's a 7-mana 5/5 Leviathan Avatar with flying and trample. As he enters, you remove all counters from any number of artifacts, creatures, and enchantments. He enters with counters where X is twice the number of counters removed this way. When Sin dies, you put its counters on target creature you control, and then you shuffle this card into its owner's library. So pretty cool in the 99 of the Tidus deck, but you could build a deck around it. You would definitely need a lot of mana dorks and your Gyre Sages and stuff. So mana dorks that have to do with counters would be, a pretty big benefit. Yuffie Materia Hunter is a 3-mana 3/3 human ninja, ninjutsu for 2. She's got, when Yuffie enters, gain control of target non-creature artifact for as long as you control Yuffie. Then you may attach an equipment you control to Yuffie. I really wish she had Commander Ninjutsu. This would be a super duper fun mono red ninja deck. I mean, it'd be really cool design space. We have Alina, the Turk Recruit. She's a 3-mana 1/4 human assassin. When she enters, you return target non-assassin historic card from your graveyard to your hand. Whenever you cast a historic spell, you put a counter on it. Then, of course, we have Elfanaud, who's the other half of the partnership. White. Now this is blue. It's a 4-mana 2/4 Vigilance. Whenever you cast your second spell each turn, you draw a card. So we already saw Professor Hojo. Let's talk about Shelinda, Yavon Acolyte from Final Fantasy X. She is a 2-mana 2/2 human cleric with lifelink. Whenever another creature you control enters, you put a counter on that creature if its power is less than Shelinda's power. Otherwise, put a counter on Shelinda. It's pretty cool. Also, a million combos with Kitchen Finks and other creatures of that nature. Aerith Last Ancient is a 4-mana 3/5. And she's a human cleric druid. She has lifelink. At the beginning of your end step, if you gain life this turn, return a creature card from your graveyard to your hand. If you gain 7 or more life this turn, instead, you return that card to the battlefield. So every end step, she reanimates a creature if you gain 7 life, which really isn't that hard since she's already 3 lifelink. So your green-white deck is going to have a bunch of big dick creatures, a little bit of life gain. Should be pretty easy to build around, obviously. Let's see what else we've got. Anything interesting here? Kate Sith is mono red, 4 mana, 3/3 Cat Moogle. Lucky slots, beginning of combat, scry 1, exile top card. You can play that card this turn. When you exile a card, target creature gets +X/+0, where X is the card's mana value. This is pretty spicy with cards like Harrogast that have huge cost reducers, maybe like Bedlam Reveler. Huge cost reducers. You can give a creature like +7/+0, especially if you have like a little red guy with flying, maybe, or trample or double strike. Let's see. So we already talked about Ardbert. He's super duper strong. Vigilance and Menace every turn. Very strong card. I think we're gonna see a lot of legendary matters, black white with him maybe. Then we have Kamari, Valiant Guardian. So he's sort of your Dragoon in Final Fantasy X. He's a 4 mana 3/3 Cat Warrior with Vigilance. At the beginning of combat on your turn, you put a counter on him and you tap target creature an opponent controls. Then you may have Kamari become a copy of that creature, except its name is Kamari and it has Vigilance and this ability. So he just keeps becoming copies of cards and getting bigger. It's a very interesting build. It would be a lot stronger if you could tap your own guys and have Kamari become a copy of your own guys. But I kind of understand what they were going for there. Urianger is a 2 mana 1/3 Elf Advisor. Whenever you play a land from exile or cast a spell from exile, gain 2. Tap, look at the top card, you may exile it. Until end of turn, you can play cards exiled. They cost 2 less. Pretty fun. Esper Storm deck. Let's see. What else have we got that's a lot of fun here? So Bannon is a 2 mana 1/3 Rebel Human Cleric. Once during each of your turns, you may cast a creature spell from among the cards in your graveyard that will put there anywhere other than the battlefield this turn. Whenever you attack, you can pay 1, discard a card, draw a card. Seems easy enough, right? We've got Estinine, 4 mana 3/3 Elf Warrior. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, put a counter against flying. At the beginning of your second main phase, you draw X, lose X, where X is the number of your opponents who are dealt combat damage by Estinine or a dragon this turn. So, Orzhov Dragon Draw. You could be drawing 3, losing 3 every turn if you're really getting in there. That's about it for the multicolored commanders. I haven't seen anything, really insane. So Umaro Raging Yeti is the slept on one here. He's the least EDH wrecked. So he is a 6 mana 6/6 trample. Beginning of combat on your turn, choose one at random. Other creatures you control get +3/+0 and gain trample. Discard your hand, draw 4. Deal 5 damage to any target. So that's hilarious. We've got Sabin here, Master Monk, a 5 mana 4/3 double strike Blitz. 4, discard a card. You may cast it from your graveyard using Blitz. Pretty fun, pretty strong. Cyan, Vengeful Samurai is a 7 mana 3/3. Cost 1 less for each creature card in your graveyard with double strike. Whenever one or more creature cards leave your graveyard, you put a counter on Cyan. Of course, these are both in the 6 deck, so they really work well together. Edgard, Master Machinist, I got to play a little bit. We've got a 4 mana 2/4 Human Artificer Noble. Once during each of your turns, you may cast an artifact spell from your graveyard. If you cast a spell this way, it comes in tapped. Tools. Whenever it attacks, it gets +X/+0, where X is the greatest mana value among artifacts you control. So we were literally sitting there. I was playing Meteor Golem for 7 mana. Meteor Golem came into play, tapped, blew up a permanent. When he attacks, he got +7/+0, because that was the highest mana value artifact I had. So the pre-con games we played, he was doing a lot of work every game I got him out. So that's it for Final Fantasy Commander cards, the new ones with EDH Rec. Let's see what we've got for the base set commanders. What's everybody building? So obviously, Vivi is going to be the big one, folks. So everybody's building Vivi. There's standard Vivi with a couple of sweet combos with Agatha's Soul Cauldron. There's Vivi combos of Quicksilver Elemental. Sephiroth, of course, is going to do a ton of work. Cloud, Zac. A lot of these guys are just very, very strong versions of existing cards. Lightning is an interesting commander. Obviously not in any commander decks, but you can build one around Lightning. 3 mana, first strike, trample, lifelink, 3/2. It's a good chassis, you know. Definitely a strong chassis there. And yeah, it's got stagger. Whenever it deals combat damage to a player, until your next turn, if a sorcerer deal damage to that player or permanent, it's double. So that's not just you, that's everybody. So if you smack somebody with lightning, everybody else gets to deal double damage to them until your next turn. It's also really fun if you play multiple combats. You can either attack different players and get double damage on everybody, or you can bully one player, attack them, get double damage, attack again, and get quadruple damage. So that's super interesting. There's Terra, which is the 5-color Saga commander that's going to be totally ridiculous. Create a token that's a copy of a non-legendary enchantment you control. It gains haste. If it's a Saga, put up to 3 counters on it. Sack at the beginning of your next end step. So you can do the Saga that makes everybody bounce their highest mana value, or a Saga that draws cards, or a Saga that does the Fleshbag Marauder. And then you get to add 10 mana, which is pretty gross too. Yuna, Hope of Spira. 5 mana, 3/5. During your turn, Yuna and enchantment creatures you control have Trample, Lifelink, and Ward 2. Very, very powerful effects. At the beginning of your end step, return up to 1 enchantment card from your graveyard to the battlefield with a finality counter on it. Also insane. Let's see. We've got Kefka. A lot of people are going to be building Kefka, obviously. Everybody's favorite. Everybody's favorite murder clown you love to hate. When he enters or attacks, each player discards a card, then you draw a card for each card type among cards discarded this way. Pay 8, each opponent sacrifices a permanent, and he transforms into a 5/7 flying. Whenever an opponent loses life, during your turn, you draw that many cards. Very, very powerful. Shout out to Choco of Final Fantasy IX. Seeker of Paradise. This is a Bant Chocobo commander. Legendary creature bird, 3/5. Whenever one or more birds you control attack, look at that many cards on the top of your library. You may put one of them into your hand, then put any number of land from among them onto the battlefield tapped and the rest in your graveyard. Landfall. Whenever a land you control enters, Choco gets +1/+1 until end of turn. So yeah, a lot of people are probably building Bant birds, and they're just going to play every single one. And they're just going to have a ton of landfall, right? We've got the Kuja here that transforms. Beginning of your end step, create a wizard. If you control 4 or more wizards, transform. And it transforms into, if a wizard you control would deal damage to a permanent or player, deals double. So all your wizards that say when you cast a non-creature deal 1, now deal 2. Very powerful effect. Starter deck Cloud seems fun. Emmet we've talked about. You get the draw discard triggers. Then you fill up your graveyard. Then you get, during your turn, you can play cards from your graveyard if a token or graveyard to be exiled, you know. It is a reserve list card. Everybody's played Yawgmoths before. This is what we're doing here. We got Sin Spear's Punishment. Is a 7 mana, kind of like a Muldrotha deck. It's a 7 mana flying 7/7 in Sultai. When it enters or attacks, you exile a permanent random from your graveyard, and then you create a tap token that's a copy. If the exiled card is a land, you repeat the process. So if you got 10 lands in your graveyard, you literally just get 10 lands. Pretty interesting idea for a deck. Maybe like a lands Sultai deck. Seems like it's got some promise for sure. Let's see. Garnet, Princess of Alexandria, is a 2 mana 2/2 lifelink. When it attacks, you remove a lore counter from each of any number of sagas you control. Put a counter on Garnet for each one removed, so just your sagas don't die, basically. Pretty powerful effect. The other go-go that's blue, XX tap, copy target activator triggered ability X times. Choose new targets, cannot be copied, and cannot be 0. So you can't do like infinite combo wombos. We have Absolute Virtue here, the 8 mana 8/8 flying. You have protection from each opponent. This is a commander. You can play a commander deck with this. It's pretty gross. Sarah is a 3 mana 2/2 legendary. First legendary costs 2 less every turn. Beginning of combat, if you control 2 or more other legendaries, you get to flip it into the Crystallized Sarah. First legendary each turn costs 2 less. Your legendary creatures get +2/+2. Hello, Puppet. Honestly, the one I'm probably looking at, Garland is a very popular one here. We got Rakdos 3/2. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, Surveil one, pay 7, return this card to your from your graveyard to the battlefield transformed. And it is a 5/5 flying. When it dies, put it on the bottom of the library. Obviously, if he's your commander, you just put him back in the command zone. But yeah, Chaos the Endless and Garland is a pretty sick deck. I mean, you just play a bunch of powerful spells in Rakdos, trying to combo out. You fill up your graveyard for your Breach or your Yawgmoths or whatever you're doing.
I just wanted to thank all the home skillets for coming out tonight. I am going to hang with my bunny, so Ellie outie.
Alrighty, baby. We're going to leave. Oh, some of us may be leaving for the gym in about 20 minutes.
Oh, 20 minutes. Damn. I was going to put on a Disney movie or something.
Nope. So then we got Jenova, Ancient Calamity. This is probably one of my favorite cards in the set. It's a 4 mana 1/5, beginning of combat on your turn. Put any number of counters equal to its power on another target creature. Creature becomes a mutant in addition to its other types. Whenever a mutant you control dies during your turn, draw cards equal to its power.
Grumpy Bear distraction.
Grumpy Bear. Grumpy Bear. Grumpy Bear. Rawr. So yeah, this is just a very powerful effect. Obviously, you get creatures with a bunch of counters on them. You could play Ozolith. You could play all the Rayhan type stuff, and Doubling Season and all that nonsense. And yeah, you attack all out. If they murder your guys, good news, you draw a million cards. Yep, really, really powerful effect for sure. Actually, let's look at that one more time. Yeah, whenever a mutant you control dies, during your turn, you draw cards equal to its power. It's not even the number of counters on it. Totally insane. Totally insane. We got the Zidane that steals stuff, and when you give stuff back, you create treasures. Nice. We got the Sid that there's 16 different arts for. I'm definitely building that deck, but he's probably not going to be the commander. Probably going to go with something else. So the Sids, you can have any number in your deck, so you're normally just going to be cycling all of them. You're going to play one and cycle the rest. But yeah, he says artifact creatures and heroes you control get +1/+1 for each artificer you control and each artificer card in your graveyard. So, you know, it's a super strong card. The only downside is it's a 4-drop. How many copies of a 4-drop is going to be in your deck, even if you could cycle it for 2 mana, right? Very, very tricky. It's hard to say. Let's see what else we've got. Ultimecia is omnipotent. Menace, whenever this creature transforms, take an extra turn. Nice, nice. Tela the Great Sage is a 5 mana 3/3 from Final Fantasy IV. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, create a hero. If 4 or more mana was spent, draw 2 cards. If 8 or more was spent, sacrifice it and it deals that much damage to each opponent. Pretty fun. Excess power is equal to the number of permanent cards in your graveyard. That's pretty easy to just mill everything out, you know, if you're playing a little Gitrog, Dakmor Salvage type dredge deck. A little Hogak wannabe, perhaps. We got Yacht, King of Dwarves, is a 2 mana 1/1 double strike. Whenever he or another dwarf you control enters, and whenever an equipment you control enters, you can discard draw. Lots of value. Cloud of Darkness, least played on EDH Rec. 5 mana, 3/3 flying that when it enters, target creature an opponent controls gets -X for its number of permanents in your graveyard. Kind of surprising. Alright, folks, that's a full Final Fantasy spoiler there. We done ran through it all. Feel free to reach out on Facebook or Twitch or Twitter or any other channels with anything else you'd like to talk about. I'll put up our links here. Linktree, Black Polo Society. Boom. There's our link, everybody. Thanks so much for coming out to our giveaway. Shout again to Patrick Freeman for winning the Facebook giveaway. And then shout out to one of our newest followers here, I Side with Bad Guys, for your giveaway. All right, everybody. We're going to sign off. We'll see you same bat time, same bat channel, Sunday at 6 p.m. on Twitch. Bye, everybody.